of Joe Rose with Hollywood, Tobin and Leroy, and Hot Crowder and Solana. South Florida sports lives here.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's time for Sports Day.
Beautiful day.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Saved by the nameplate. Last night, game 2, Spurs-Knicks. The game sped up for everyone, but especially one Victor Wembanyama. With my cousin Vladimir Lewison, I am Dan Day. I'm not going to say the Knicks didn't go out there and win that game, but Victor Wembanyama definitely did his part to not help his team win at the very end of the game. Now, he actually got his team back in it. Vlad, overall, though, I will give you credit. 2 complete wins for the New York Knicks so far in this NBA Finals. Although you got a little nervous, though, at the very end. You had to be a little nervous.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Everybody should.
Hey, I mean, it's the finals, game 2, so you want to take that. I mean, you already up 1-0, so you got the home court advantage. But to go back to New York up 2, that was it. And they were up 12 with 6 minutes left, and then no, they were up 14 with 6 minutes left, and then San Antonio made a comeback. And like we've been saying throughout these playoffs, you and I, this is the one sport where you got to take your lumps. You got to suffer pain before you reach the pinnacle. And inexperience, youthful exuberance, it affected them. And while the other team who's been through these wars and been through these situations, and they know how to handle it, and that's what happened. And look, Wemby had a good shot at the end, but it was a great contest by Mitchell Robinson. And look, he's 7'4". He's going to be able to shoot over everybody, but you still need to put a hand in his face. And it was good. It was long, and now Monday night, game 3. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Monday
and
night.
we're going to get into that as the day goes on. I do want to say this, and I thought about this throughout the entire game as I was watching at Duffy's Plantation. It was electric there, by the way. Of course, I think everywhere across the world it was pretty electric watching these NBA Finals because they have been very good. I don't blame Victor Wembanyama. I'm always one of those guys that throws some rope or shoots some bail to guys or girls that make somewhat mistakes in big moments, because for people to say that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, those are people that have never played sports. Games speed up. When J.R. Smith called that timeout, everybody thought he was a dunderhead. Games speed up. Victor Wembanyama gets the rebound. The game's moving very fast. Now, Stephon Castle in the position that he's in, he's in the outlet.
Low-key, I can understand why he did.
He is in the outlet position, which, if you've ever played basketball, what are you supposed to be in the outlet position?
You're supposed to be
facing the ball,
pushing up court.
So he kind of turned his head a little bit. Once again, the game's going very fast. Victor Wembanyama, you can't make that pass.
You can't make the pass, but I can understand.
Right.
Because there was a rebound. They weren't back on defense, so he was going to give it to his guy to push it up court, or push it down the court in transition. They were trying to get the Knicks so that the Knicks defense is not set. I can understand that. But
your point guard in the outlet position is probably where you should get the ball.
And here's why inexperience happens. It's also on the head coach. That's on Mitch Johnson. You should call the timeout. You had a timeout. That's another game. That's another game now where you have timeouts and you're ending the game with a timeout.
And Victor Wembanyama got a good shot. I know hindsight's 20/20, and people are like, he should have taken it to the goal. He could have gotten fouled. He makes that shot 9 out of 10 times in practice.
I mean,
in practice.
Yeah, and you just don't know if they're gonna call it.
Right. They didn't call fouls last night.
Well, they didn't call the fouls for the Knicks. The Knicks were playing it 5 versus 8. Okay. I will say that Tony Brothers once again lived up to all the criticism that he has taken. It was some terrible calls that were going against the Knicks, but nonetheless,
there were some Knicks called that didn't get called. There was one time where they were pulling De'Aaron Fox. They eventually did call the foul, but pulled his arm and almost out of its socket, and they didn't call it.
Well, what about the one on Cat?
I know. I'm saying
fourth foul on Cat.
I'm saying
they had some 2 nasty fouls on Cat. And what about Tony Brothers being right next to OG Anunoby in the 3-point corner? and sees him get fouled and then calls it was out of bounds on OG. So now the Knicks got to waste a challenge. And challenges in the finals, you want to hold on to them because you want to hold on to them down the stretch in critical moments. But it was vital for them to do that. And then look at that. He's got in front of everybody. OG Anunoby was fouled on release when he was telling them, no, he hit the ball. That's what, whatever, man. Tony Brothers stinks.
I thought he got the ball, and then they reviewed it, and
and then what? How does Mitchell Robinson get a tech? And then De'Aaron Fox runs up on Jalen Brunson like he's John Gotti or something, and then no tech.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to get into the
referee
details.
It was 5 versus 8, and we still came through.
Okay. Nonetheless, I was thinking about this the whole entire game. Sure, Victor Wembanyama with the turnover and the foul, that was big. Victor Wembanyama missing the shot, that was big. That is not the reason why the Spurs lost the game. Their inefficiency at the free throw line is what cost them the game. They were very, very shaky at the free throw line. They were shaky throughout the game, to be honest with you. I thought the Knicks played a better game altogether, but they made a run at the end. Those missed free throws ended up coming back and hurting the San Antonio Spurs in a 1-point loss.
There's a couple. I mean, there's many things. I think also when the Knicks were up 4. I think it was I forgot the score was. They were up 4 in the third quarter, like with 3 minutes left, and they sat both Brunson and Cat because Cat had 4 fouls, and Brunson looked like he needed a breather just for him to go in the fourth quarter if he had to play the full fourth. And the Knicks had a 4-point lead, and their bench took it to a 9-point lead going into the fourth. That was, to me, that was critical because those are the moments when you see in one game where the Wemby sat down, you saw the Knicks made their run and they had to bring Wemby back in because the bench wasn't producing for the Spurs. And in this game 2, Shamet, who's made so much money, he's made himself so much money this postseason. Deuce hit a couple shots. Alvarado was there. And then Mikal Bridges, man. Hey, man, F them picks. That's what he's playing. When JB wasn't his efficient self, Mikal Bridges stepped up. OG stepped up. And then look, the complete, I've never seen anything like this in my life, bro. A transformation that happens like in 6 weeks. Karl Anthony Towns, bro. Karl Anthony Towns, Dan, is playing. He's a complete player now.
Absolutely.
Like, it's crazy that it take him that long, but it shows what being an artist, being a student of the game and trying to master your craft, because some guys that when they're about to hit 29, 30, they 11 years in the league, they think they figured it out already. And good job by Mike Brown by evolving his game and showing him that he doesn't have to score so much points to be such an important factor in the team.
And with that being said, I am not one of the people that is going to hand over the Larry O'Brien trophy to the New York Knicks. Not just yet.
No,
a lot of people are saying series over.
No, series not over. You got to
series sweep.
You got to win game 3.
You have to win game 3. You have to win game 4. You have to win 4. You have to win 2 more.
You got 5 opportunities to win 2 games.
And crazy things happen. So everyone that's ready to anoint the New York Knicks, Knicks in 4, Knicks in 5, hold tight. If the Knicks can go to San Antonio and win 2, San Antonio can go to New York and win 2. And I know that sounds like blasphemy.
No, I mean, dude, they won 2 games in OKC.
Yeah. So let's just hold tight. But it has been a very good series, and it was very exciting last night. And we'll see what can happen after that. But New York has been the hottest team versus the youngest team in the NBA. And so far, the hottest team has come through. And the Knicks they were clutch last night. Then I heard somebody else was talking about it. They said, part of what we did is we built a big lead. They did build a lead. They made some big shots. When I'm not saying the biggest moment, but in moments where they could have really faltered and they kind of maintained their lead. And when you build that type of lead, everybody's got to run in the NBA. It helped pad when the Spurs got hot and started making a run at the very end.
Oh, Dan, they already had, the script was already written, man. Everything was going to be talked about if the Spurs won that game.
Oh, it's an absolute monumental collapse, and the Knicks are
not even that, and also the Wemby impassioned speech on the bench.
Oh, yeah.
That was gonna be, oh my God, look at him. He got into his team. He yelled at them on the bench, showing leadership, and then if he hit the shot, it would have been the Wemby story to greatness would have been ramped up even more.
They're not willing to wait. That's what people say.
Right.
They've arrived.
He's taking, he wants the throne now and everything
I
like
know.
that. It would have been all of that. Look at him showing at 22 years of age what a leader he is,
It is really cool though, and I think most people would admit to have two very likable teams in the NBA Finals. And I'm out and about at all these games. Everyone likes both teams, and I know if you're a Heat fan, you can never cheer for the Knicks. I'm not saying you have to cheer for the Knicks, but likable teams. And I'll even say this: we get on especially Philadelphia fans for their issues and the way they act. Honestly, we had a lot of Knicks and a lot of Spurs fans out last night. The Knicks fans weren't overly annoying. They were a little loud, but I'd be cheering for my team too. I feel as though this is one of these feel-good NBA Finals that no matter who wins, you're going to be like, okay, they earned it. They deserve it. I'm cool with that. And I get a lot of Heat fans come up to me saying, I can never cheer for the Knicks, but, there's nothing wrong with this Knicks team. They're all right. They're all right for right now. You got big game Brunson, big body Brunson, whatever you want to call him, the little one. Who knew the Mavericks got rid of the wrong guy first? They got rid of both of their best players anyway, but they got rid of the wrong guy first. That's right. I'll say it. Jalen Brunson's a better player than Luka Doncic right now in his career. Straight up. And I know Luka Doncic was first team All NBA. Who would you rather have, Vlad? Luka Doncic or Jalen Brunson on your team?
Oh, listen.
Who would you rather have?
I love Luka.
He's a great player, but
little baby Jesus? JB?
305-567-056. You can jump on the YouTube and Twitch.
You can't tell me. Listen, I will take JB pretty much over everybody, and I know it's crazy, but
it sounds crazy.
But I just know my guy. I've seen my guy for 4 years. We followed his career. If you really think about it, the man's been a winner his whole career.
Everywhere he goes.
Right, 2 times national champion Villanova. He was a dog in that Western Conference Finals that Dallas went to. Who they lost to that year? Was it
Golden State?
Might have been Golden State.
Everywhere he goes, he just seems to be on a really good team that wins a lot of games. It just happens that way.
And he leads them.
But he's undersized. He's not good enough. He's overpaid.
My boy told me this a couple years ago, and I was like, you know what? It really hits now. He has a Jeter quality about him. And where a lot of people don't feel like Derek Jeter is good or gets all the accolades that he deserves until it's time to go against Derek Jeter in the clutch, and then he comes through. It's the same thing with JB. I know he's not shooting the ball well in the finals, but guess what? It's the finals.
But guess what? He also makes them when he needs them.
You're not going to be shooting. I saw Kobe not shoot well in the finals. We've seen Bron, it happens. You're going to have games, but it's just about when you hit certain shots.
That's what I went up to a guy in my gym. We were talking about, he's from New York. He likes the Knicks. After game 1, I said, what did Jalen Brunson shoot last night? He goes, I don't care. It's like, it doesn't matter what you shoot.
It doesn't, because you know
when
what?
you make the shots.
He shot poorly yesterday, but guess what? When it was a 2-point lead for San Antonio, and then he hit the little dirt shot, one leg up, and he hit the dirt shot to tie the game. It was like, yeah, our captain. Like, we still trust him, even if he's having a bad shooting game, to still make the shots.
What does Mama always say? It's not where you start.
It's how you win.
It's where you finish. That's right. And he is a finisher like no other in this league. We'll get ready for game 3. Literally, Vlad, we have to get ready for game 3 because the Hurricanes and the Golden Knights are playing tonight.
Which is weird. They only getting they only got 1 day off.
But then they have to take 2 days off because the NBA is not playing on
Sunday, which is crazy.
Which upset me because I had my whole day planned.
Dude, NBA, terrible for not having any games on the weekend unless there's a game 5.
They will. Game 5 will be on Saturday because they don't want to play against the United States game on Friday.
No. It might end by Wednesday.
I know. Well, it could, but yeah.
All right. But what I'm saying is, how do you take away weekend basketball for
a Sunday? You could own the day. Literally own the day. And they decide, we'll wait till Monday
What's
night.
Father's Day? Next week or the week following?
I don't know. I think it's next week.
Because usually you get an NBA game on Father's Day with the U.S. Open final round. It was like the greatest day for men.
They literally could have owned the day tomorrow, but they decided to play on a Monday.
Like, come on, bro.
I know I'd much rather watch a Sunday game and, after Sunday evening game than a Monday night
I was trying to figure it out, and I'm thinking maybe they don't want the WNBA to get killed because the WNBA is on, so maybe they're trying to give the WNBA the whole weekend. But terrible idea by
And
by,
you can go off the momentum of last night's game.
Oh, Father's Day is the 21st. So okay, so then that means the NBA would end before Father's Day because the final game.
Thank you, Chase, for Googling, which we could have also done. I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
I mean, we could have Googled it. It's not a big deal.
But no, this is the first time there's no weekend games except for if there's a game 5
will be a Saturday,
which would be a Saturday.
But I think that's kind of one of the traditions of the old.
No, the schedule used to be Thursday, Sunday.
I used to watch Sunday games. I remember that being like
Thursday, Sunday, and it used to be Tuesday, but they started giving 2 days off. There was Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Thursday, Sunday.
Nonetheless, I'm going on the record. This series is not over. It's not a sweep. Anything can still happen, but the Knicks have definitely equipped themselves very, very well. And for the most part, Vlad, I'll be honest, they've been the better team these 2 games. That's all I'll say. Knicks did hold on to that 104-103 win over the Spurs, taking a 2-0 series lead. Game 3, Madison Square Garden, Monday.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
8:30.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish I wish I could be a fly in that building. I got, you know what? Shout out to Solana. Happy, it was his birthday this past
also
week.
Trevor Harris's birthday today.
Shout out to my boy Trevor.
Anybody
Happy
else?
birthday today. I know I think he's gonna do the Marlins
Yeah,
game.
he's coming in
afterward.
later.
So shout out to him. But it's Solana yesterday. He's like, "Oh, you nervous for game 2?" I'm like, "No." And then he goes, "Oh man, you should have gotten a credential for the playoffs." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, if you got put in a credential for the playoffs, you could have, gotten to the NBA Finals as long as you get in the credential in the playoffs." I'm like, "Damn, I should have done that." But then I was like, "But to get a credential for the playoffs, it would have been for the Heat, and the Heat didn't get into the playoffs." You know what I mean? So that would have been tough. But nonetheless, I don't know, Dan. I'm gonna tell you this, Dan. I think the only thing that will equal, and you'll understand this. I think the only thing that will equal what we're about to see Monday night is when you guys came back, the Saints, that Monday night game.
Oh.
Remember that? The Superdome, how electric that was. That's the only thing I can think sport-wise. And I think what you're about to experience, and it's crazy because it's an arena, not a dome. Dude, those 5 boroughs, that city.
You know me, Vlad. I'm a Miami guy. I'm a Third Coast guy, and I'm an LA guy. I'm not a big New York guy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't mind being in New York this weekend, and I would definitely not mind being in Madison Square Garden Monday night.
Dude,
woo!
It's gonna be like when Bruno was at the Garden, when Bruno Sammartino was the Garden, and all the Italians were going crazy. It was like a madhouse. It's like Hulkamania.
Dude,
even more steroids.
It was wild and fun last night at Duffy's in Plantation when New York won. I can only imagine what it's like in actual New York.
Yeah, I wanted to be outside last night.
Nuevo York.
You see how they're watching the games? They're watching the games on the street.
Dude, those fans are like,
great TVs, by the way.
Did you notice too? They're like, not like wilding out. They're like focused on the motivated, like, all right, that's a goal. Like, somebody you see throwing water bottles and everything. They were just like into it, man. They were like, yeah, all right, yeah. Like, job not done. Everybody's locked in. So it has been, I can't lie to you, it has been just a great NBA playoffs. Playoffs, by the way, let's not forget how great these playoffs have been. But this finals has been fun. Speaking of also fun, the Stanley Cup finals. Whoo, pretty good, man. Carolina was dead in the water the other night, down 2-0 with 9.5 minutes left to play in the game. You thought, uh-oh. But no, they came back, took a 3-2 lead, controversial call, whether it was goaltender interference, whatever you want to call it. They go on to win. They tied the series at 1. Don't look now, Carolina's only lost 2 games in these playoffs, and they are headed to Vegas tonight as an 8 o'clock.
It's going to be a great game.
Job.
It's going to be a great game. That's a tough travel, man. Play a tough game, overtime game on Thursday, and then you got to fly out to Vegas. Ain't like that's a 4.5-hour flight.
That Vegas crowd ain't easy, man. Those guys and girls are wild. So I cannot wait for that 8 o'clock game tonight.
The fact that you're up, it's tied 1-1, right? Whoever wins game 3's got to be ecstatic because you got 2 days off to rest, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on whoever's down 2-1 because you don't want to go into if you're Carolina, you don't want to be going back to Carolina down 3-1.
You can't go down 3-1 in this series, I would think.
And Vegas, you don't want to lose home ice advantage right now.
Right. We'll see. Marlins were not so good yesterday. They had 2 hits against the Rays, losing 6-0 at 410 day. Lake Bacar gets the start against Shane McClanahan. We'll hear it right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Jeff Hafley recently admitted that the tush push is hard to stop and that the Dolphins might implement it. We got a big offensive line. Lots of
Malik is strong.
Malik is strong. We're gonna have to talk about Malik Willis and Quinn Ewers. They apparently are into a deep battle in these
deep battle for what?
And once again, nothing but
Shout out to Omar, who you texted us earlier today, just now.
Oh.
Shout out to Omar.
Omar will be referenced throughout this show. Don't you worry.
Wait a minute. What do you mean?
He's putting out some very good content.
Playboy, you got paid $23 million.
Omar,
ain't no quarterback competition.
Hold up now.
You had to win that. That's yours.
Hold up now. Omar has said, I don't care where you drafted or how you found your way on this team. The best players play. And
the best.
Jeff Hafley has said his job is not to play high draft picks, but to play the best players. We will see.
Well, he brought in that guy.
How excited are you as a Dolphins fan if Quinn Ewers is your starting quarterback against Las Vegas Raiders?
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna look at y'all crazy.
I know
because
crazy.
It's like you brought him in. You know Malik. So how is Malik not the starting quarterback?
Play the best player. Don't matter where you're drafted.
That'd be
That's
nasty.
like saying I'm not playing Tom Brady because he's a 6th round pick. Sorry, sit on the bench. Is Quinn Ewers the next Tom Brady? Well, no, we're going to talk about that later. Let's not get too deep. Let's not even use those two names in the same sentence. Jaden Bryan, he flipped his commitment from LSU to Miami. So with another 5-star commit to the U, they now have the 3rd ranked recruiting class for 2027. Whew. Bad news for you though, Vlad. Although it's not terrible news. Haiti did lose to Peru.
Hey, by the way, hold on. So check this out. Thank God for the Knicks winning because it was a bad day.
It's an international friendly.
They were up 1-0.
Don't set the house on fire.
They were up 1-0. I brought tickets for my brother-in-law and my dad, so they went back. Yeah, Peru scored 2 goals in the last 14 minutes. One in the 81st minute and 81st minute, and one I think in the 86th.
Yeah, maybe figured some things out.
But we won earlier this week.
You did 4-0 against New Zealand.
I just want to win, bro. I just want a Haiti win in the World Cup, bro.
U.S. men's national team played Germany, Alemania, today at 2:30. Final warm-up before Friday's World Cup game against Paraguay. Paraguay, 9 o'clock in the evening Friday.
Oh, we got to talk.
So you know where the watch party is going to be at, right? At Duffy's and Plantation, like it usually is on Fridays.
I'm working.
I'll be playing the tunes, as they say. French Open women's final. We have a new winner, 19-year-old Mira Andreeva from Russia. She beat Maha Chwalisky. Tomorrow,
good job.
I know there's a bunch of no names. Well, actually, Mira Andreeva, she is kind of up and coming. She's 19. She's apparently the type of player that is like Novak Djokovic. She starts very slow, but then builds. She didn't start slow today. She won straight sets. It was a no-brainer. Tomorrow, you get Alexander Zverev from Alemania, Germany, taking on Italia's Flavio Caboli.
You can't get no more Italian than Flavio, bro.
Flavio.
Is he the
Caboli?
Brother? Is that Furio's brother?
It's Fabio's brother.
No, that's a soprano joke.
Furio. So the French Open, apparently it's been really great tennis, although it has a lot of the big names.
A lot of upsets. People don't like the fact that the big names were getting upset and a lot of Americans were knocked out.
Francis Tiafoe continues to just fall to.
I love Francis, but fam, you're disappointed.
If clips rap about you, I need more. I'm sorry.
Yeah!
It's true. I'm sorry.
That's the only back and forth they like.
That's the only back and forth. And
TFO at the Open.
Now, what is Pusha T and Malice gonna do? They're gonna watch Alexander Zverev. How are they gonna rap about Alexander Zverev?
By the way, if you can make a rhyme with Alexander Zverev, you know who could do that? Eminem would.
I'm trying to think. Are there any local rappers that could possibly rhyme Alexander Zverev? First and last.
I don't know. Give our boy Marcos or Godsavi some time. And
we were hanging out with Uncle Luke the other night, so maybe we can send a shout out to him. It's been a big year for me, man. DJ Laz and Uncle Luke.
Yeah, you feel like a South Florida boy now.
Man, those are my guys. Shook hands with both of them. I should have taken a picture with Luke, but I got DJ Laz pictures. So Laz and I are friends, but Luke and I are just acquaintances.
You're so giddy. Look at you.
Dude, when I announced that Uncle Luke was at Duffy's the other night, the place went wild. And I thought Luke was going to keep.
As they should.
I thought Luke was going to be low key. Luke stands up, starts waving.
As he should.
He stands on the chair. Hey, course,
as he should.
He is running for office, by the way, District 20. If you're in
Well,
that
I don't even
district.
know why he's running for office. He's already official in Miami.
Yeah, like you're already a boss. Why you gotta
you're
make it
already
official?
like the mayor. Like I know there should be no running against him.
I wouldn't run against him. I'd be like, I'm going to abdicate this one right now. It's
Shout out to Luther Campbell, man.
Okay, so District 20, by the way, just letting you know in case. With that being said, we got carried away, but we should be getting carried away because there's a lot going on in the sports world, and the Vlad's Knicks are not only heating up, they are one of the hottest playoff teams of all time. They have a chance to, how many have they won in a row? 12?
We've won
13. So you have a chance to finish tied for the hottest playoff team of all time because Golden State has the record of 15 in a row.
But if we do that,
that's all. You're not worried about 15 in a row. You're worried about hoisting that Larry O'Brien.
No, don't get it twisted now. I would love to sweep. Then you have to talk about this unbelievable run.
That was one of the greatest playoff teams of all time because the point differential had been huge before.
It's so huge that they could win by a combined 11 points these last two games, and it's still a big amount.
Hey, look, all that matters is just win, baby.
And all I know is this. They win game 3. And how they've shown on closeout, how they've performed in closeout games.
Win 3. I mean, the Spurs have to feel like the writing is on the wall. If you get down 3-0,
you can't even step. Yo, if I'm a Spur, don't even step out. Wemby can't step out. He's too tall. Like everybody's not gonna know who he is.
Yeah, he's got to stay in the hotel room.
He's got to stay in his hotel room. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't fly out till Sunday.
You got probably I'm guessing about 10 million people in New York just headhunting, bro. When I say headhunting, nothing nasty, but they're gonna get you, man. They're heckling. They're gonna be. You might have to have like a royal food tester. Like, you can't order room service. You have to get somebody to go out and get food for you because, man, the New Yorkers.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, bro. Like, you don't. Oh, I feel for a slice of pizza. You better order it. You better not
have your guy go out there and get it. So they think it's just a random guy.
And wear regular clothing. Don't put no Spurs paraphernalia on.
No.
Somebody walked around the city as a dumbass yesterday wearing a Spurs jersey. They ripped it off him.
I was gonna say time and place. Know where you're at, man. That's like going into a supporters bar and wearing the opposing team stuff. Just not the right place to do it at. You can still be a fan. You're gonna go to rep. Speaking of repping, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. New trend. Libraries in the U.S. are having pro wrestling story time.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm. So they have pro wrestlers. They bring a ring out. The wrestlers do a little bit of grappling and wrestling. Then they start reading little short stories for kids. And they go back to wrestling. And then short stories for kids. So the break in the action is story time.
So they see people grappling with each other, and then the short story is, and then you know what? And then they start.
Then they go back to wrestling.
You know what, kids? I think you need to hear some Ric Flair stories. Let Ric Flair wrestle right now, and then tell them some stories about Space Mountain.
If I saw Ric Flair as a kid and the way he is now, I'd be so scared. I was scared when I was a kid. All right, so mandatory mini camps have finished for the Miami Dolphins. Jeff Hafley, he's got a lot to talk about. We're going to hear about what he had to say next here on Sports Day 104.3 FM WQAM.
The Cool Rewind feature, where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed. Anytime.
We are gripped with the fun of the NBA and NHL finals. Marlins, we're rolling until last night, but we still always grip to what the Dolphins are doing, and everything kind of is anew with the Miami Dolphins as they just finished up mandatory mini camps. Everyone showed up. Everyone practiced. Is everyone happy? I don't know. But we do know that this team is kind of starting anew with a lot of question marks. We do know that our new coach, Jeff Hafley, he's a defensive-minded guy. He's trying to keep irons in a lot of different fires to get this team stoked up and going. Jeff Hafley says right now he's coaching a lot of offense and defense, and as the season gets closer, he'll focus more on the defense while still being the head coach. He says he is focusing on coaching. He's one of those guys, apparently, doesn't like to yell. He likes to coach.
Stuff that would drive me nuts would be like a guy gets beat on a go ball or a touchdown and the coach just starts yelling. I mean, what are you yelling at? Like, the guy got beat and it sucks, right? Go coach him and ask him what he saw, why he saw what he did on his first step, where his eyes were. Pick his brain on why he did what he did. Why was he in a trail position? Why wasn't he on top? Why did he finish the way he did? Why didn't he turn back? Why did he play through the front shoulder? Listen to him and then tell him what you saw and what he could do to correct it. And I think there has to be that constant communication.
I don't know, Vlad. That sounds a little bit like the previous coach. Like, I don't want to yell. Just go over there and talk to him. And, I think Jeff Hafley yells at the guys a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to yell. Because now you say that now, we're going to look at the first sign that you have a disagreement or a passionate conversation with someone, and we're gonna see if you're yelling. We're gonna see if you're like being demonstrative. So
it's okay to yell as long as it's constructive yelling. And hopefully that's what Jeff Hafley and those guys are doing. Coaching, constructive yelling. I'm all for that. Now, I will say this about Jeff Hafley. He makes no bones about it. One thing I do like about these guys that are in charge of the Dolphins now is they say something, they mean it, and they do it. And Jeff Hafley, pulling no punches, he admits it. He calls out players both good and bad.
But then it all comes back to the most important thing I show them is effort. And I'll show defensive guys running to the ball on the backside. I'll show a defensive lineman putting his foot in the ground and retracing to the ball. And I'll show them that. And I'll call guys out by name. I'll call them out by number, and I'll applaud them for that. Because when they do that, and I've said this before, it shows me how much they care about their teammates. And then conversely, I'll show a guy who didn't run to the ball, and I'll challenge him, and I'll ask him why. And I'll tell them that that's not good enough. And I don't do it in an insulting way. I just continually show guys what I see, and I'm trying to teach them what's good enough and what's not good enough. On offense, it's the same way. When a wide receiver catches the ball, the other wide receiver on the backside better put his foot in the ground and go block for him to show him that he cares about him and he's unselfish and that he loves his teammates and he's going to play for his teammates. And the same thing, when I don't see that, I'm going to call it out. And today there were probably the most we've had on offense. Guys are starting to learn to transition. Oh, I didn't get the ball. I'm going to flip and go find somebody and block for him so we can score touchdowns. So that is the most important thing to me.
I think that's important too. This accountability where, look, we're going to call you out, name and number. You do right. If you do bad, like it was not like a negative bad way. It's like, well, there's really no way to other put it. Jeff, you go out there, you make some good plays, you get applauded. You make some bad plays, yeah, you're going to be pointed out. That's old school football. That's one of the things, Vlad, and I hate to say it sounds refreshing because the Dolphins, to get back to kind of the old school fundamentals, feels good a little bit for the Miami Dolphins.
I mean, you guys think right now.
Right now.
So it's all about the fundamentals.
But you have to, you have to do some fundamentals. Somebody was talking about the Dolphins the other day. They were saying that on paper, they have the worst roster in the NFL. But your hope is that a lot of these guys are question marks. With Malik Willis, he's only had 6 starts. If he plays above what people are expecting to him, you have a chance. We don't know what Caden Proctor or Chris Johnson are going to do. You don't know how, we kind of have an idea what Tutu Atwell and those guys are, but maybe with 13 rookies, you have some hope. So maybe on paper, the roster isn't great, but there is potential at least there. I think that's what you're hoping on if you're a Dolphins fan.
Even though he's getting a pass this year, it's all about what type of plan that Hafley's setting forth. That's what you want to see. You want to see where the plan is. You want to start seeing the roots being planted and see, okay, this is the coach, this is his MO. all right, I see what you want to see what it is and say, okay, I like what you're doing here. I like what you're starting to produce here. So
You bring up a good point, Vlad. I want to ask you this. So you're having that light bulb moment, like, aha, I see what they're doing, and I like the direction we're going in. What point in the season do you think a successful season would be for that light bulb to go off as a fan, just as a fan going, they might not have the best record, but I like what they're doing. What month, what week do you feel as though would be when you could start being like, okay, this Dolphins team, they're figuring it out.
You're not, listen, everybody's new. So things probably won't click until maybe halfway through the season.
Yeah.
So you want to see effort. You want to see them compete. You don't want to see the Dolphins get smacked right now. But we don't know. That's the beauty, and that's the problem as well. It's like we don't know. So the beauty is, okay, we're gonna experience something. We're gonna see what they're trying to start here. But the problem is also you kind of know that this team is not as talented as they were before, and you got to understand it's hard for a fan base, even though they know that the team isn't good, that they won't be able to compete and win games.
I want to say by week 11 or 12, that's when I want my light bulb to go off.
I would say halfway through this, halfway through the season.
I want to say in the post-game show, I go on there and say, today, crazy game, but you're starting to see that the foundation that they've laid, they're starting to work at things. Although it was a loss, I'm feeling a little more positive.
You want to see if your quarterback,
12.
You want to see if your quarterback can be a NFL starting quarterback. You want to see if some of the draft picks are starting to pick up the NFL game. The other guys, like, this is big years for Chop. This is a big year for Jonah. This is a big year, for many guys here. So you want to see that with this new regime, or have they taken the experiences from the past and we're able to put it together right now, and with the new coaching staff and then what they're learning with that. This is big because soon, this team is gonna have. They're gonna get a year pass. He's gonna get a year pass this year. He's going to get a year pass, but a 6-11, and you're starting to win, and you're competing in games, and maybe you're losing games by a field goal. You're losing game by one possession. That's gonna let the fan base know, okay, you're earning your scars right now, but the team is showing talent. The team is showing something. So therefore, when they make moves to better the roster, to improve the roster, then the fan base will look at the team like, okay, they are heading in the right direction. That's it.
One guy who's not getting a year pass, I'm going to tell you right now, it's make or break for him, is Chop Robinson.
I didn't even see that we were playing this.
Year one was half the season.
Season,
rookie,
like you said earlier.
Second half of the season, okay.
But you said it earlier. It was around week 11, week 12 of his rookie year. He started to pick up. He started getting the game. He started to understand the game. And he was producing. Then last year, you expected him to take a jump, and he didn't.
I didn't even know he played last year, to be honest with you.
Damn.
That hurts. But look, Jeff Hafley and the guys, they're willing to give him one more shot because he's on that rookie contract. This is the year make or break for Chop Robinson. But Jeff Hafley, once again, he's a straight shooter, says Chop has to prove himself that he can play every down.
Well, hopefully he becomes an every down player. I mean, I think, the easy answer is his pass rush, his get off, his ability to affect the quarterback. But I'm looking for a lot more from Chop. He's going to play a position where he's going to line up in a 9 technique and play on tight ends, and he has to set the edge, and he's going to have to reduce down to a 6 technique and play through tight ends. He might reduce down and play a 5 technique. There's going to be pass rush times when he's going to be coming off the edge. We might slide him around, move him around to put him in good situations, but he needs to become a complete football player going into year 3, and we have high expectations for him. We need to coach him. We need to develop him. But the guy's got such a good attitude. He's working so hard, and I'm excited to see where that goes.
That whole statement was loaded full of sunshine, rainbows, and puppy dogs. First of all, I said he needs to become a complete player, meaning that he's not a complete player right now, and I think we can all agree that. He says he needs to play every down, and then he says he has a really good attitude. He didn't say, the sky is the limit for Chop Robinson. I'll be honest with you, Vlad, from everything I'm hearing, at best, Chop Robinson becomes exactly what Jeff Hafley wants him to be, which is an every down player. And it's unfortunate. I understand first round pick, but honestly, is the ceiling Chop Robinson just being an every down serviceable player?
I don't know. Because here's the thing. Hafley came from BC, right? And those guys, and he was the defensive coordinator of the Packers. So he probably looked at Chop. They probably looked at Chop during the draft process and the combine and all that stuff. So
he might have even coached against him at Boston College.
I-
Although
I-
that's different, ACC and Big Ten. So
yeah,
that's a little
so
different.
I don't think they went against each other. Maybe they did, but
yeah.
I doubt it because
No, I think
two
they
different
did
guys.
do some recruiting of him.
But what I'm saying is that recruiting, like
out of college, yes,
players you recruit and you keep those notes, and if that player would be beneficial for your system. So I think Hafley was, being honest. Like, he's got to prove to be a every down player, because in his defensive scheme and that position, he probably wants a guy who's going to be a every down player.
We need him to be honest with you, Vlad. We need Chop Robinson to become an every down player. And like I said, if that's his ceiling, at least you get that out of him, as opposed to a guy that's there for the pass rush only. And he's talked about getting his hands in his eyes, and his eyes were in the wrong place last year. And he says he's working on the fundamentals, but
I mean,
you want to see a little more in the first 2 years.
You should have had the fundamentals already.
We shouldn't be asking these questions going into year 3. We shouldn't be saying this is a make or break year for you. You need to play every down. You need to be better. You need to do this. You need to become a complete player in your 3rd year. Now, I understand it's a process, but that's a whole lot of we need and not a whole lot of what
I guess he might. He just probably started to believe the hype. His hype.
But maybe the best thing for Chop Robinson is a new head coach that is defensive minded. Once again, we're putting a lot of what would you call it, quantitations on this, instead of just being like, Chop, go out there and play. We're not saying Jordan Brooks needs to, Terrell Dotson needs to. We're like, those guys are dogs. They're going out there playing. Devon Achane needs to. No, we're not doing that. Chop Robinson, we need a lot from you.
Somebody's posted it in the comments. Chop was RVA Richie. Chop wasn't reached by Greer.
We'll find out.
You'll see. This is the 3rd season.
We shall see. We need you, though.
Critical year for him.
Malik Willis, is he a reach? He did not have the greatest mini camp. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. We shall see. One thing, though, that Jeff Hafley did say about Malik Willis is that he needs to practice like he plays and play through everything.
Then I want him to play the game like he would in a game. Don't just stand there in the pocket, take 5 hitches, and let guys run by you, because any quarterback who does that is going to get sacked in a game, and I think you create really bad habits. Those guys who can't do what he can do, they better step up and throw the ball, or they're going to take a lot of sacks. Now, Malik's got the ability to sit in the pocket, go through his reads, and if things break down, and he should work outside the pocket, because he's going to put stress on the ends. He's going to make sure our pass rush lanes are good, because if you don't have good pass rush lanes against him, and you have a huge B gap or A gap, he's going to step up and he's going to be gone. So he puts stress on the defense, and he needs to practice like that.
It's going to be exciting, though, to see Malik Willis. If he starts with his mobility, and everyone says he can slang it. So that's going to be a nice 180 from what we've had the past couple of years, because it was, especially last year towards the end, very, very frustrating. So Malik Willis, let's get with the program. Up next, something really special happened at these NBA finals that I really want to touch on, and I'm going to try to kind of hold it together. It's very touching, I'll say that much. That's next here on Sports Day 104.3 FM WQAM.
Text WQAM on the calendar.
for you to listen to your favorite shows and favorite teams on WQAM.
How is that, if I may ask?
We're at FM 104.3, or you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Check it out now.
One of the great stories of these NBA Finals is one Karl Anthony Towns, a guy who was the number 1 overall pick to Minnesota coming out of the University of Kentucky after 1 year. A guy who has always been a very good player, by the way, but a lot of people might say, maybe not worthy of a number 1 overall pick. And I think wrongly, universally claimed as one of the softer players in the league. Comes over to New York, goes back home, by the way. He's a New York guy, and starts getting a little bit more gritty. The guy's got some range, does a great job defending Wemby. On the court, cannot ask for much more from Karl Anthony Towns, Vlad. As a Knicks fan, you really can't ask for more offensively and defensively. And by the way, he's been the engine of this offense, by the way. Everything has gone through him and this miraculous run for the New York Knicks.
I was one who wasn't very happy when the trade happened. Not because I was a Julius Randle fan, but I was one of those guys who felt the same way, who shared the same sentiments you just talked right now about him as a player or at his toughness. I was going through some hard times as well, which kind of correlates with what you're about to play. So I will have to apologize to one Karl Anthony Towns, because from last season he showed me that he's a good player. A good player.
I would say even better than a good player.
Just had to change some of the things he had to change. But I mean, there's a narrative, a lot wrong, but some justifiable. So he just had to change that. But I never questioned his toughness after last year's run in the playoff to the Eastern Conference Finals, going against Detroit. He played very big. He showed his toughness, and then you start thinking about. Actually, he was showing his toughness in the Western Conference, too. He was the one that was guarding Jokic and giving Jokic a hard time when Minnesota was beating Denver the first time in the playoffs. But this year's finals run, I don't know what happened, what that team meeting was after Game 3 in the first round against Atlanta. But when they started running the offense through him.
They haven't lost. They have not lost since they started running the offense through Karl Anthony Towns. And by the way, he does it on both sides.
And I'm going to this is why I got to give JB and Karl Anthony Towns credit so far. Last year, the biggest gripe, one of the biggest criticisms were your best offensive players are your worst defensive players. And if you look at this playoffs, yeah, he may have a tough shooting night last night, but you know who had 5 steals? Jalen Brunson. And you know who's getting getting charges? Jalen Brunson. You know who's giving Wemby a hard time? Karl Anthony Towns.
On both ends of the court, by the way.
What's killing Wemby is that Cat is just as quick or maybe a little bit quicker than him.
And can size up to him.
And he's stronger than him.
Yes, he is.
And he's a legit 7 foot. So even though you can shoot over Cat, it's still a little bit when somebody's stronger than you and you're leaning back. You have to lean back. You're fading away. You're not shooting your normal jumper. Karl Anthony Towns has been the best player. He continues playing like this. It's going to be an interesting question who's going to be the MVP, because right now he's playing like the MVP, but they like to give it to the star of the team, and we can't act like JB's fourth quarter heroics in game 1 wasn't something MVP like. So it's going to be interesting. But Cat, salute, my guy. Salute.
Karl Anthony Towns, by the way, has really been inspired on the court, literally and figuratively. A couple of years back, his mother passed away from complications of COVID. And off the court, he has kind of worn his heart on his sleeve. After game 1, talking with Shaquille O'Neal and the guys from inside the NBA, he talked about that inspiration that he found on and off the court.
I don't want to sound sugarcoating or anything like that, but Shaq, you would know what I'm saying. I don't know what it was, but I just felt a calm and a peace that, I don't know, had to come from the woman above. So I felt really confident about today. I felt good. I felt like a kid. It felt like it was just fun out here. This is something that as a kid you always dream about. Um, you always hope that you just hope to be an NBA player, let alone to be in the NBA Finals. And um, all day it was just a weird feeling. It felt like I was a kid getting ready to go play my Saturday AAU games and Sunday AAU games, and uh, in a way, I felt like I was seeing her in the stands, and it was fun. It was really fun, and it was really comforting because game one of the NBA Finals, you're told how the pressure is going to be and everything is, and I don't know. It felt like a certain presence was here that was very comforting and very loving, and I felt like I could have fun out here in game one of the NBA Finals, which is the weirdest thing because you would expect to have the pressure at the highest.
Yes, rest in peace to your beautiful mother.
I appreciate it.
His mother's with him. And all I've thought about after that, and Vlad, you've gone through these things, and I've lost a parent, and all I could think about is how great that was. Moment for him, and just thinking about it in my life. So Karl Anthony Towns, his mother was in the stands. His mother's at those games. That's part of the reason why he plays as well as he's played. And as I heard that, I really at 2:00 in the morning, I said, yeah, his mom's there. And you know what, Vlad? It's not just his mother that's there. All of us that have lost a parent or even a loved one, they're there, especially when things get a little crazy.
Oh, I know where I'm watching game 4. I know where I'm watching game 4. If they're up 3-0, I know where I'm watching game 4. I'm watching game 4 in my mom's room. Because that's how it was back in New York.
Yeah.
When like yesterday's game, I was in the studio. I know where I would have been if I had to. I would have gone back to my mom's room because that was like the sacred room. Nobody can come in, nobody can intervene, nobody could bother me, nothing like that. Mom Dukes would let me. She would just let her son just watch the game and root for his team. So I understand what Cat's feeling right now. I love the fact that JB's there with his dad. Dad was ready to run up on De'Aaron Fox yesterday. So when you see the family and you see the alumni going crazy, like this is everything right now. I know it's crazy. Look, I know this is a heat town. This is a heat market. But you guys understand this when y'all won in 06. So this is something we, Knicks fans have never felt in their life. So, but the job's not done. Got to win game 3. Got to win game 3.
Sometimes it's just more than sports, and there's no need to break it down any further than that. We'll be back after this on 104.3 FM WQAM.
This hurricane
The New York Knicks are just 2 games away from their first NBA championship this century. And I'll be honest with you, New York Knicks fans are very, for lack of a better term, very muted and neutral. They're not peacocking. They're not running around saying we got this. Although some people want to anoint them champions, saying they took 2 in San Antonio. There's no way in hell you can go into the mecca of basketball. It's going to be the most pandemonium, craziest place in the world.
No.
There's no way the Spurs can even think about winning a game.
Mm-mm.
Knicks fans aren't saying that. Knicks fans are like, all right, two down, 2 to go.
Nah, because I've seen this before.
Exactly.
Saw it last year.
You feel
we were
it.
up 2-0 against Boston, and we got handled in Game 3. We won Game 4. But I don't want to go to San Antonio. Oh, all right, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was talking to my, Knicks fans yesterday after the win, right?
You're very subdued.
But here's the thing. They haven't lost in such a while.
Yes.
I don't want to know that feeling of a loss. Like, I just want to win Game 3. That's all I'm focused on. And then if we win Game 3, I just want to win Game 4. I don't want to think about a loss. And here's the thing. There's only 5 games left in the season.
Yes.
If it goes maximum. You just got to win 2. Take care of your business. Finish your food.
The Spurs legitimately have to win 4 out of the 5 next games against the hottest
Finish
team in the
your
NBA.
food. I don't want to. You know what? I don't want to know what a loss feels like until next season.
Do you feel those, Vlad? You're standing on top of a volcano.
Oh, no, bro.
Right now, it's calm. It's quiet.
Nah, it ain't quiet right now, bro. Like, right now, I know.
If it explodes.
I know this city, man.
I'm talking about the Spurs. You're kind of sitting on top of a volcano. It's quiet right now.
Oh,
you're good.
Nah, it's bubbling.
You don't want that lava to start pouring out.
It's bubbling. It's bubbling.
As young and as inexperienced and as crazy and as kind of sloppy as they looked last night, if they quote unquote see the ball go through the hoop and they win one in Madison Square Garden.
No. If they win Game 3,
going crazy.
If they win Game 3, their confidence is back. Like, that's this is it. Because basically, okay, look, they lost the first 2 games. The series is not over. They lose Game 3 and they're down 3-0. Pretty much over. We haven't seen
I can't say they can come back from that.
So Game 3 obviously is important. It's do or die for them.
For them, yes.
But this team that they're playing against right now is so locked in, bro. They're all locked in. Everybody's comfortable in their role.
Everybody looks very confident.
I don't know how I've never experienced this. I've never seen a Knicks team like this. Even the teams in the 90s that had chances of winning championship, they didn't look like this. They didn't look like a complete team. They were probably they were definitely the 90s teams led by you and were great defensive teams. Their offense was limited. This team here, they're balanced. They're probably one of the balanced teams in the league. People are recognizing that they might have the best starting 5 just because everybody understands their role. However you want it, we can play. You want to play big, we can play big. You want to play small, we can play small. They could play positionless basketball. They could play standard basketball. They're playing good, and also
they don't care about the name and the number on the jersey either. I mean,
and they don't care about the narratives.
They put it right on Wemby's head. They put it right on Stephon Castle's head. They put it right on Devin Vassell's head.
Fam, I hate when something they didn't expect or something they didn't recognize or weren't able to see. So they start downplaying it. They did this with Miami when Miami was the 8th seed and went to the play-in. They were like, who they played? Oh, they played against Giannis. He was hurt, but they beat them, bro. They've shown you that they were able to beat them before. They got to the finals. They lost to Denver in 5, but they don't knock the team for doing something they accomplished. Like, if you didn't see it, just say I didn't expect it. But don't downplay. Because now everybody was like, oh, who they did this against in the East. Well, this is the team in the Spurs. If you think about it, these are the 2 teams that face each other in the NBA Cup, and they are facing each other in the finals. So pretty much they were the 2 best teams in the league. The whole, at least 2 of the 4 best teams. But they're meeting each other in the finals. So there it lies. Just don't downplay it.
Yeah, I never negate any team that goes on a run. Well, such and such were healthy, or if this such and such, or if this and this. It's like, well, that's part of the game. We always act like it should be played in, what do they call it when you play video games? You should play it in simulation mode.
Yeah.
You can't do that. This is real life. Your best player goes down and you lose a series. This is real life. But it would have been different. Doesn't matter. Woulda, coulda, shoulda had gotten me a lot of places in my life, but it didn't. Nobody's making excuses for me. So, nah, I don't believe in all that stuff. Well, they got lucky because of this, so they got a good draw. I will say, you guys, I did think about this. When the Spurs did beat Oklahoma City, I'm like, that's a more favorable matchup for the Knicks, the Spurs over OKC. But that's the matchup you got. I don't know.
I think
with the way the Knicks are playing right now, I don't think there's anybody that worried about matchup.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I wasn't worried about if we had to face OKC. But they are the champs, so there was a utmost respect for them. Like, you gotta respect the champ.
But right now, you're so locked. The Knicks are so locked in. I don't think
matter,
they care
bro.
about it. And that's
it didn't matter.
But I think that's part of the endearing part of this Knicks team, whether you're a Heat fan or whether you're a Knicks hater, is you look at this team and it's like, don't matter, no matter where, no matter what time, no matter who it is, we go on to take it. And there's something exciting and fun about that. That's what they asked me yesterday. They said, would you rather be the home team for the first 2 games or the road team because there's less pressure? I said, honestly, as a basketball player, anytime, anywhere, let's go. It does not matter. And that's what this Knicks team has done. They've embodied that. It don't matter. San Antonio, first 2 games, okay, let's go. Never once did they look like the stage was too big for them.
And if your best player is not shooting efficiently like he has, or proficiently as he has, and you're still able to win, it's a complete team, man. It's a complete team.
And they are physical, and they are tough, and they make big shots. And they wilted a little bit towards the end, but that was more San Antonio making a run. You
got to give San Antonio.
That's the NBA. Come on.
It's the NBA, but San Antonio is a very good team. Absolutely. And that guy that guy is going to be, he's one of a kind. There is no other player like Wemby, but he's young. And I don't know, Dan, if he's able to play 40 minutes like this.
It made him uncomfortable.
This is a strenuous 40 minutes. He doesn't play 40 minutes that much. So the fact that he's playing these 40 minutes, he can't get a break. You saw what happened in game 1. You saw what happened yesterday.
Can't go to the bench.
Cornette, they only had maybe like 4 minutes.
Although Cornette did have some big plays last night.
What play? The kick ball?
He got that rebound.
The kick ball.
Timeout.
The kick ball.
That was not a kick ball.
Oh, he kicked the ball.
And then, of course, Stephon Castle. I love Stephon Castle because he can look like a guy that is the greatest player in the world on one play, and then the next play look like he doesn't know what basketball is. Some of the stuff he does, I'm like, what?
They're a young team, and it's not even a young team. I'm not even putting it on the team itself. The coaches, Mitch Johnson, you're getting
out coached.
You're getting out coached. You're going against a guy who's been through it as a head coach and as assistant coach. He knows, he's been through it. Mike Brown, he doesn't look stressed. He doesn't look panicked. He looks like he's so cool and composed.
When your team's that locked in, it's
but you're the reason why they're locked in like that. You're helping them. This is just a magical ride, bro. I don't want it to stop.
Whoever decided to run the offense through Karl Anthony Towns after that game 3 against the Atlanta Hawks.
Who knew all season long? Like, he's not Sabonis. Stop trying to make him Domantas Sabonis. He is Sabonis. He's Arvydas.
He's Arvydas Sabonis now. What a player. We'll get into that.
Arvydas was great, man.
If we could have just gotten him in his prime.
Whew. Oh, man. Not your Arvydas. Not my Vitas.
He was good when he had no knees for the Trailblazers.
Shout out
to
Jailblazers.
I watched that Jailblazers documentary last night. Why sleep? Just stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning. Getting these wormholes, man. I listened to the new Death Cab for Cutie album. That wasn't enough for me. I decided, why not watch The Untold on the Jailblazers? Fun stuff. This basketball stuff's been fun. So has this hockey. You get the Carolina Hurricanes. They are going to be taking on the Golden Knights in a game 3 as the series is tied at 1. The puck drops at 8. I would like a little earlier of a start, but that's me on the East Coast. I understand.
8 o'clock is a good start. That's 5 p.m. in the West Coast, man.
That's what I'm saying. Now, someone was like, why the hell do these games start so late? I'm like, because
they're not late at all.
I was like, because if you're living out on the West Coast, they start so early. And they're like, that is a good point.
They're not late at all. Dude, are you forgetting 9:16 tip-offs for the NBA Finals?
I remember 9:45 tip-off Heat Lakers in the bubble. Yeah, I got that.
Was that a 9:45?
It was a 9:45, bro.
Are you serious?
I was here for that.
Why was it a 9:45?
Well, they were in the bubble and we had absolutely nothing to do.
No, I understand that, but still, why would they put us in an NBA final at 9:45? That's crazy.
The whole world can watch.
Was it a football night, maybe?
It was just 9:40. No, it's the bubble. There was nothing. We were literally.
But an NBA final at 9:45?
It was supposed to be 9:30, but But yeah.
Damn.
I was part of that, man. But we had nothing else to do. So it was
Oh yeah, you were working those. Yeah. So you would, yeah. I don't know the NBA. I mean, Adam Silver. I'm trying to bail you out with some of the craziness that's gone on in this NBA season with you, and you're not really helping me out with some of your moves.
Game 3 of the Knicks and the Spurs is going to be Monday at 8:30.
That's a good time. 8:30 is a perfect time for NBA basketball.
Right. And like I said, if you've ever lived out on the West Coast and you had to get up or you've had to leave work early to watch a finals game, you're like, why do they start so
Of course
early?
they have. You know how many times the Lakers been in the finals? You know how many times people had to leave work and probably not go to work to go to a 6 p.m. tip-off?
If you live in LA and the game starts at 5:30,
it's the greatest.
You'd have to do a half day of work because with the traffic and everything.
It's the greatest.
You cannot leave at 5.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest. I tell you.
Although it is nice to when the game's over, you still have a kind of an evening
It's
lesson.
still like 8:30, 9 p.m. You still have an evening. That's the greatest thing about watching football on the West Coast, especially in LA or Vegas, is that you can start watching from 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific to 9 p.m. Pacific. Well, 8:30.
That is good watching a football game at 10 a.m.
And you still could watch all
the
the
team's done at 1, and you're like, okay,
You
what are
watch-
we gonna do the rest of the day?
you could watch all the shows and still have
Go to the beach.
still spend time with your girl, your significant other, and watch the corny shows that y'all like to watch together.
Because that's what Sunday night's all about.
Pretty much
Watching true crime and watching
true crime or Euphoria with your girl, something like that, or Walking Dead or whatever.
You ever sit there with your old lady as
you're
you're watching all these investigation ID and true crime? You're thinking to yourself, she might be taking notes.
Oh, I know. She's definitely
She's
taking
gonna
notes.
off me and get away with it. And you know what?
She's not texting.
I hope she does get away with it.
She's putting notes in her notes.
Don't stop for drinks at a gas station. Don't use your credit card. Bury me deep. She's taking notes. And you kind of like, I hope you get away with it. And like, what'd you say? Nothing. Just saying. That's not the headline I wanted to get to. The Marlins couldn't muster very much yesterday. 2 hits against the Rays, losing 6-0. They play at 4:10 today. Lake Picar. So I'm guessing it's a bullpen day for the Marlins today.
It was a bullpen day yesterday.
As the starting lineup the starting rotation has gotten a little thin with my dude Jansen Junk out. Also, Yuri Perez is out. Max Meyer has been fantastic. Sandy Alcantara
Up and down.
I'm afraid that might be the Sandy Alcantara we get from here on out. I know I said it. I know it's tough, but I mean, what have we seen the past 2 years?
Wait a minute, time out.
Yankees, make us an offer.
Time out.
Have we not seen it up and down Sandy Alcantara for the past 2 years?
Well, he's always up. He's down in the first half, up and down in the first half, and then he's up in the second half. Remember after the trading deadline, once the trading deadline left, he was back to being Sandy last season. So I'm not going to knock the guy who was Sandy like in the first couple of starts, first 3-4 starts of the year. And then
up and down.
Okay, but he's going to turn it around. It's Sandy. I believe in deuce.
Let's see what the computer says. That's the way we operate. So it is interesting to always see the Marlins and the Rays because they both emulate their styles.
I mean, we just took the guy. Peter Bendix didn't he come from Tampa?
He did.
Okay.
He did. Giannis Antetokounmpo was pictured in South Florida this week, but not due to trade rumors with the Heat, but rather off the court businesses surrounding the World Cup.
Sure.
Yeah, that's my thing. If there's rumors swirling and, you don't want to feed into the rumors, Giannis, maybe don't show up in that city.
Well, I mean, he is here for the World Cup.
He said it's business surrounding the World Cup.
Yeah, and he was at the Champions League final, so he's living his life, man. He's not letting any of this bother him. So,
he has a right to go wherever he wants.
And I think everybody knows where he's coming.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You think that's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Statistics show Miami is the best performing World Cup city in the U.S., but 45% of hotels are projecting a lower attendance than expected. So this World Cup, as always, they're saying, it's not as big as it's supposed to be. People are, no. Messi is said to be doing fine after tweaking his hamstring the other day in an Inter Miami match. And you could actually see some minutes And Argentina's friendly today against Honduras. I would advise against that.
Yeah.
Messi, you got nothing to prove in these friendlies.
You
Go ahead and rest up and get ready for the real games.
You definitely got nothing to prove.
Haiti, though, did fall 2-1 to Peru in front of a sold-out crowd at New Stadium yesterday.
It's all right.
It's friendly. U.S. men's national team face Germany today at 2:30 in their final warm-up before Friday's World Cup game against Paraguay. That is going to be a 9 p.m. kickoff on the left coast. French Open, we have a women's champion, Mira Andreeva. She defeated Maha Chowalinskaya.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, Alexander Zverev taking on Flavio Caboli. I know a lot of people have been watching this French Open, despite there not being a lot of big names. People are into it. The NCAA has rejected Texas Tech's plea to reinstate quarterback Brendan Sorsby following his gambling scandal.
Come on, man. You knew that was going to happen.
Well, I mean, this is Texas Tech that kind of petitioned the NCAA to let him play because,
it's Texas. They want to
we
win.
need football. We need a quarterback. Now it's going to be Brendan Sorsby trying to sue the NCAA. It's going to be played out.
Wait, is he too late for him to join the supplemental draft?
No, it's not true. I don't think it's too late. I just don't know of any NFL team that's going to be willing to possibly do that.
Nobody's going to risk with the talent coming out from the draft, coming out next year's draft. And nobody's willing to risk a draft pick, like a first, second, or third round draft pick on this guy and his
you can't
degenerate ways.
You don't really want to tamper or have a bad look. So let's just say, for some reason, there's rumor that just say the Miami Dolphins are interested in supplemental draft Brendan Sorsby. This is what Roger Goodell does. Calls the Miami Dolphins, one ring, hangs up. Why is Roger Goodell? Oh, so call back. Hey, what's going on? Did you call? Oh, no, it was an accident. I was just, I was for some reason reading something online about you guys and I accidentally called you. Do you need to say anything? No. More rumors come out. One ring, hang up. All right, I get the picture.
So you saying he's going to do the opposite of Adam Silver?
What do you mean?
Adam Silver with the Terry Rozier and and all these gamblers, he could have called the Heat and been like, I hear you're interested in Terry Rozier. Maybe you might not want to do this trade. Here's why.
I don't understand why there wasn't just a call made to be like, think twice before you pull the trigger on this. No, yeah, I'm not saying it's not anything wrong to say, I'm just saying as the commissioner that this is a trade that, just think about it before you just go ahead and do it. Don't you think that's enough to say, wait a second? No. We got money back, though. We got our $23 million back, our $26 million back, which literally becomes petty cash for the Miami Heat because it does not help them with the draft pick they lost. It does not help them with the cap next year. They literally just get $26 million to put into, they took it out of escrow. That's it. Damn, I know. Let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. Oh, big times if you're a Catholic.
What's up?
Legendary in Madrid, Bernabeu.
Mm-hmm.
Going to host a special event. Pope Leo and some Spanish Catholics will be hosting an event there. And Pope Leo, in all of his palpable greatness, came out and admitted to the world.
He's a Knicks fan. He is.
He's also a Real Madrid fan.
Oh, that's why he's my Pope. He loves the teams that I love.
So he's come out and said he's a Knicks fan and a Real Madrid fan.
Did you see when they were like, let's go Knicks? And he was like, he was doing his Pope thing.
Then the White Sox are having a good season too.
And then he went, let's go. The crowd was going, let's go Knicks. And he turned on to the crowd. He was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, look at the Pope.
I mean, the Pope is infallible. So maybe you're working with a little something. I'll tell you this.
It's either the Pope or Danhausen.
I'll tell you this. On the day of the Super Bowl, when the Saints play the Indianapolis Colts right here in Miami, the Pope flew a Saints flag over the Vatican. Look what happened. Now you got the Pope cheering on the Knicks. I'm just saying. There's nothing else more to say about that.
I mean, he was rocking a Pope Leo Knicks jersey.
Was he really?
At the Vatican.
Did it have Leo the whatever 16 on the back?
I'm just saying.
You got to get it customized, right? You can't give the Pope a blank Knicks jersey.
I'm just saying.
Pope Leo getting out, man. He's using his stature, man, to get out to some of these big events. Help some teams
Well,
out.
Spike Lee gifted him a jersey.
Oh, I didn't know Spike Lee was Catholic #1.
Yeah, well, he's Nick #1. He's Nick fan #1.
I gotta look this up at the break. Is Spike Lee Catholic? Is the #1 question.
Yeah, he gave the thumbs up when he was riding in his motorcade, and the crowd was going, "Let's go Knicks." You could see him smiling, throwing a thumbs up to the fans, screaming, "They'll go Knicks."
All right, got this now. Do have to talk about Quinn Ewers is having quite the good preseason,
Yes,
even though it's
sir.
early. Having a lot of people wonder what is going on. We're going to hear about that next here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
go for it.
Mandatory minicamps have finished up for the Miami Dolphins. They now have about a month off. OTAs also finished for the Miami Dolphins. But through OTAs and minicamps, one guy that has greatly impressed is quarterback Quinn Ewers. A lot of people would say he has been the most impressive quarterback through this early preseason, having people wonder, John Eric Sullivan, Jeff Hafley have promised to keep competition in every room, especially the quarterback room, and that the best player is going to play, even though they have given a lot of money to Malik Willis, and they basically sent to a packing for $50 million a year. Quinn Ewers, could he be the guy? Could he be the next Tom Brady? Once again, maybe reaching a little bit, but nonetheless.
Enough with this Tom Brady talk, man.
Well, I'm just saying late round pick. That nobody really
just say, can he be another successful late round pick?
Could he be the next Brock Purdy?
That, you know what? There we go. I like that.
That might be the ceiling for
that.
Quinn
Is
Ewers.
That is a good ceiling.
Quinn Ewers. I mean, why not?
That's a good ceiling.
Well, we heard from Omar Kelly personally. He actually texted us earlier. Omar Kelly is a big believer in he doesn't care where you're drafted or how you made the league or what you're doing in this league. As long as you're doing it right, you should be playing. You're not the number one. If you're out playing the number one overall pick, it should be you. Best players should play. And Jeff Hafley kind of agrees with Omar Kelly. We agree with Omar Kelly on a lot of things, but Jeff Hafley agrees. His job to play the best guy, not to play the draft.
Is to play the best players who give us the best chance to win games. Whether that's a guy that's been here and a starter, whether that's a guy that was drafted, whether that's a free agent that we brought in. I mean, I'm not here to just play guys because of where they were drafted or what they've done. I'm going to play the guy that has done the most right now that gives us the best chance to win.
So with that being said, you have to believe through just what that being said, that there is an open quarterback competition for the Miami Dolphins, that Quinn Ewers does have a chance to win that starting spot, despite Malik Willis getting paid over $20 million a year for the next 2 years. And if you're a Dolphins fan, isn't that what you want? Let the best guy play because it gives you the best chance to win?
Yeah, but you're also going to be like, if the 7th round pick from the year before beats out the $23 million guy, what's the point of giving the $23 million guy that money?
That hurts you a little bit, yes. But isn't it about just winning games? Quinn Ewers right now, as of today, there's still a shot. And Jeff Hafley has said it over and over and over again. He wants position competition, and it's very important to this team.
I want our team to be built on competition, and year after year, we're going to bring in players that compete with the guys that are here. And I would hope that every player has the mindset that every year I need to compete for my job and get better. I mean, I think if you don't, you're going to kind of just plateau. I think that's the mindset of coaches. I think that's the mindset of players. I think when you got to be pushed.
I'm all for the competition, and that's one of the things that a lot of people say, well, when you're getting paid $20 million a year or $50 million a year, there shouldn't be a competition. There should be no question about it. But also, you also have to believe that Malik Willis is better than Quinn Ewers. By being pushed by Quinn Ewers, that will make Malik Willis better, because there's nothing like some good competition, especially within the same room in the same position. And if Quinn Ewers can come in there and beat you out, well, then maybe you're not that good with competition at quarterback. I'm just saying, as a Dolphins fan, if I see Quinn Ewers against the Raiders opening week, I'm going to have to believe that Jeff Hafley and the guys are putting their money where their mouth is, and they believe that Quinn Ewers is a better quarterback than Malik Willis.
Didn't the last regime think Quinn Ewers was a good quarterback as well? That's why they drafted him, and he did start.
At the end of the year, he honestly beat out Tua Tagovailoa.
So if he beats out Tua towards the end of the year, and he beats out Malik before the season starts,
maybe you got something. That's my thing. Here's the other thing that and once again, I'm getting back to kind of what Miami Herald's
Omar
Kelly says. San Francisco Giants, they draft
Giants. Niners.
San Francisco Giants. No, they well, I'm switching gears now.
You going baseball?
The Giants decided to get Buster Posey.
Oh, okay.
No, I digress. Let's get back to football.
All right.
I like talking about the Giants baseball team a little bit.
Okay.
But across the bay,
Tim Lincecum.
Tim Lincecum, what a player. He's drafted as a starting pitcher, but he gave you quality as a backup, bullpen guy. No. So San Francisco 49ers, they draft with, I think, like the 3rd, 5th pick, something like that. The guy out of North Dakota State.
Trey Lance? Yeah.
And then with Mr. Irrelevant, they get Brock Purdy.
Okay.
If Brock Purdy plays to the level of a 5th overall pick and Trey Lance plays to the level of Mr. Irrelevant, what does it matter?
You were lucky. You were fortunate enough to cover up a mistake with a cheaper option who became more valuable than the top pick, top asset that you have. So it canceled out. But what's going to make this what happens. If you're a good team that's been successful, they're going to say, oh, look how quickly you were able to erase that mistake that you made. And in erasing that mistake, you got it for a cheaper price. So it's almost like you're getting value, and you didn't, obviously you didn't spend much you didn't spend much.
But at the end of the day, isn't that kind of just an ego thing? You would say, oh, well, our Mr. Irrelevant played like a 5th overall pick, and our 5th overall pick played like a Mr. Irrelevant. We still got the quality of a 5th overall pick.
You did, but it's on.
It hurts your ego, but at the same time,
it could hurt your ego, but it could inflate your ego, because it's like, look, I'm able to find great players late in the draft when everybody, gave up on them for 6 rounds, including yourselves. Like, mind you, you're saying all of this, but if you draft somebody in the 6th or 7th round, that means you didn't, you just didn't care about them 5 or 6 times, and it just so happened that it fell right into your lap, and you made a good selection, and the player showcased that they were more than a Mr. Relevant. But it all depends on how the team and the reputation of the team. See, a team like the Niners, who've been to the Super Bowl 2 times over the last 5-6 years, they've been to the playoffs. They're kind of they're heralded as a great organization. John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, they heralded as a team that makes the right moves and can draft or make a trade. So their rep only gets elevated. Right now with the Dolphins and what happened over in the last 2-3 years with the previous regime, and now you're starting to hear stories, and while former players are doing the podcast run, you're hearing how crazy things were. You're hearing a lot of turmoil that was going in. So therefore, if Quinn Ewers beats out Malik Willis, it's gonna be more negative towards the franchise, because of the reputation and the narrative that they've had over the last 2 years. Then it will be regarded as, oh, wow, Quinn Ewers is showing that he's a legit quarterback in the NFL, and let's see what he can do.
But theoretically, as a Dolphins fan, if Quinn Ewers starts week 1 over Malik Willis against the Las Vegas Raiders, theoretically, you should be happy, because it shows you're playing your best quarterback.
Maybe the best theoretically, but financially, you're going to be pissed, because it's like, yo, you wasted 23 minutes. And also, you should know that guy. That guy was with you. You brought him along with you. So therefore, how are you going to bring the person along with you, and he's not being successful right now in training camp?
I understand.
Like that, you're gonna question. It's like, really, you make like
you will question John.
Absolutely, because Malik Willis. What was he? The first day of free agency?
First day
or second day? Was it a Monday? It was the Monday, because first day I think was Sunday.
No, he pulled in right away, man.
It was right away, right? It was like within like the first 2 hours, right? Malik Willis was signed.
They talked about him before they signed him, how much they liked him. Then they signed him right away.
So if you signed some, and he was the number 1 quarterback that everybody was talking, free agent quarterback, and he was signed immediately to you. So. Yeah, I'm gonna question.
I would.
Because as much as you're getting a free pass, it's also a free pass without you effing up.
Yeah, can't make big time mistakes.
Like you make a mistake.
The most important player on the team.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at you funny right now.
That's an inauspicious start, but nonetheless, Jeff Hafley does talk about what he wants to see from Quinn Ewers.
I want Quinn to continue to get better and battle and compete and do everything he can to show us that he's the best quarterback on the field. I want everybody at every position to do that. Quinn's done a nice job. He's got familiarity with some of the scheme. And I think he's gotten better. He's made some really good throws. He's learning the offense, and I'm really pleased with where he's at right now.
Everyone has been saying that Quinn Ewers has been pretty darn good, and part of that is the learning curve with Bobby Slowick, and also he's been here a year longer than Malik Willis, so the comfortability or the comfort level is very important also, I think. But maybe Quinn Ewers is just one of those guys. We saw what he did against the Tampa Bay Bucks last year. He's capable of winning you an NFL game as a starting quarterback. You have that. With Malik Willis, yeah, I know you can win an NFL game too. We've seen that, but we've also seen some games that have not been that great. But nonetheless, Quinn Ewers, though, gets to talk. What are you going to ask Quinn Ewers? First things first. What do you think about starting for this team? And Quinn Ewers tells you, hold tight.
Having Malik added has been great for everybody. He's a great dude to be around. Super fun to have in the room, like I said. And right now, I'm not too worried about all that, but just trying to stay ready and continue to improve my game. Continue improving in my role, and continue to hone in on all the details.
So Quinn Ewers not worried about starting right now. Malik Willis is a good guy. I would have no problem with Quinn Ewers coming out and saying, I think I'm the best quarterback on this team, and I would be surprised if I don't play significant times this year. You wouldn't have a problem with Malik Willis saying that, would you, as a Dolphins fan? That I believe I'm the best quarterback in the league, much less on this team, and I expect big things. You'd say, yeah, that's what I want from my QB1. But when your QB2 goes, I think I'm the best player on this team, and I expect to get some significant time, you pump the brakes a little bit, don't you?
We like delusion sometimes.
I like confidence, too. I want my quarterback to be confident.
There's confidence and there's delusion.
Quinn Ewers, though, it's way too early to start thinking about that. He did admit, though, like we said, and part of this is probably his familiarity with the team and his familiarity with Bobby Slowick, he is now the offense coordinator. He was the passing game coordinator last year. He did admit, Quinn Ewers did, that it's been kind of a smooth transition continuing to work with Bobby Slowick.
Yeah, they come from the same umbrella, Coach McDaniel and Coach Bobby. So it's been a smooth transition, which is nice. Obviously, they're both unique in their own ways. Bobby likes things run some ways, whereas last year it was different. But it's been a smooth transition.
So that might be part of the thing. Malik Willis is kind of trying to figure out the new scheme and everything that's been going on with that. At least we're hoping as Miami Dolphins fans that's the case. And Quinn Ewers, once again, these guys have been admitting that they like working with Jeff Hafley because of his defensive mind. Quinn Ewers says that the defensive perspective from Jeff Hafley really does help him out.
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously him having a defensive background, he coaches the offense a lot, and especially the quarterbacks, and, tells us kind of how defenses are being coached these days and what we need to expect or what we need to kind of look for, which is it's nice. It's fun.
All right, Quinn Ewers, if you start week 1, we know that this team has prioritized competition and let the best player play. Got a month off, though, for the Miami Dolphins. Of course, plenty to go between now and then. Up next, kind of want to talk about some of the craziness that's going on in and around the sports world. A little Super League, a little Hall of Fame action here on Sports Day, 104.3 FM, WQAM.
Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text line.
Russell Wilson has decided to call it a day as a play caller. Russell Wilson will now be part of the CBS football broadcast. I don't know how that's going to go. I really don't care. But what I do care about is a lot of people have started to ask, Russell Wilson, now that he's quote-unquote retired, is he a legitimate candidate for the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio?
Yeah, man. He's a Hall of Famer, bro.
I say yes.
He's a Hall of Famer. Those first 10 years, you can't knock what those first 10 years were. I mean, the last three were just – actually, the last three were just but those first 10 were unbelievable. And I'm shocked that he actually decided to call it a career.
Thought he had at least one more year in him.
Not only that, you got to figure that somebody's quarterbacks are going to get hurt. And depending on how good your team may look or may seem to be, Phil Rivers got a call, and he hadn't played in, 3-4 years? I can see Russell getting a call.
Yeah, but now that you're behind the sports desk,
you still can get a call. Jay Cutler got a call. He was behind the mic.
He's going to run away?
If the situation is ideal, yeah.
I mean, some of those years Russell Wilson had in Seattle. First of all, there was years they were talking about him being the MVP of the league.
He had a great first 10 years.
He was a Super Bowl champion, almost a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Got good numbers. But those last 4 years were tarnished. The Broncos, Steelers, Giants years were just eesh. But that's the thing. Where is the standard for the Hall of Fame? Is he above it, or is he at it? Is he below it?
I think he's the prisoner of his own success. His first 10 years were just tremendous. So you're thinking, oh, his first 10 years were good. His next 10 years are going to be great, because you're still thinking, oh, he's still developing. He hasn't maybe reached his prime as of yet. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the injuries. I do believe the death of his I want to say life coach, but a good aide of his, a guy who always, that's why, one of the reasons people didn't like Russ, because he's always positive, he's always Mr. Positivity. And there was a guy who helped him with that, and that guy passed away. And once that guy passed away, he hadn't really been the same type of player that he was. So as much as people, they think it's fake or it's corny, that's legitimately who he is. He's Mr. Positive. He's always optimistic. So
his career numbers, basically completion percentage at 65%, pass for 47,000 yards, 353 touchdowns, 114 interceptions, a passer rating throughout his career of 99.3.
And he would throw the best long pass.
Yeah. I think he's good enough to get into the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's the world beater of Hall of Fame guys.
Now, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
No.
I mean, who would you take, Russell or Eli?
I would take Eli for a multitude of reasons. That's what I was going to get into. The reason I would take Eli is because, once again, Eli's numbers do not jump off of the page. But what Eli Manning was able to do with the brightest of bright spotlights, and to go in there and win 2 Super Bowls with, let's be honest, inferior teams, especially against that Patriots team that almost went undefeated. What Eli Manning was able to do, context as we say, I believe I would take Eli before I take Russell Wilson. There's something to be said about doing it in New York.
No, I mean, it's a valid argument. It's a valid argument. That's why that turnover to Malcolm Butler is so critical, because I think a lot of this conversation is different. If he won that second Super Bowl and they won back-to-back, you're looking at that Legion of Boom. You're looking at that Seahawks as a dynasty.
They had to break them up after that.
Well, that loss pretty much broke them up. But yeah, if they won, you don't know what kind of run they could go on. But that loss,
you just made me think about this. The butterfly effect. Now, if that would have been a complete pass for a touchdown, you say Eli or Russ Wilson.
Oh, he would have been.
Oh, well, Russell Wilson.
No, because he would have won second too, and he would have had a Super Bowl MVP.
He had a longer career. He has better numbers.
He beat Brady as well. It would have been it would have been that. But
he beat Brady as well,
because they would have had beaten the Patriots.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, okay.
They would have had beaten the Patriots.
Yeah, now you start. It's a butterfly effect, Vlad. That one play once again, and I'll be honest with you, keep it a buck right now.
And ever since I played, that's when a lot of the criticism for Russell has been.
And they broke up the Seahawks, they broke up the Legion.
But that's when a lot of criticism was coming, because obviously people realize you give it to Marshawn, that game is over. But there was a feeling that was going around that Pete and the team was trying to make Russell into the face of the franchise.
And at the time, that was not a bad idea.
No, at the time, because he was really good and he was young, and it was, you got a guy from the 4th round. Remember, so it's funny that we bring up Russell, because low key it's almost the same thing with the Dolphins. Remember the Seahawks signed Matt Flynn.
Yes,
the quarterback from the Packers. They gave him a good deal, and they drafted Russell in the 4th round, 3rd or 4th round,
and he beat him out,
right, and led them to the playoffs. Right? They beat the Commanders, and lost to the Falcons in a great game. But you saw that Russell and the Seahawks were coming. Maybe a similar situation can happen with the fish, with the fins down here. Who knows?
Who knows?
But Russell's career from that time up until that Super Bowl loss, even though he had some great years after that, but it was never the same after that Super Bowl loss to New England. But is he a Hall of Famer? Absolutely. I don't know if he's a first ballot, but the fact that he's always been a good guy, very cordial, very
maybe not likable or lovable.
Maybe by not players, but I don't know about the media.
Oh, the players hated him. Remember he had that party and half the team didn't show up.
But the media, he's always been good to the media.
Yeah, but a lot of fans don't like him either. But
I'm just saying, for Hall of Fame votes, remember, like, there's former Hall of Famers, they former players that vote.
Man,
that's gonna help.
Butterfly effect, Vlad. Like I said, keep it a buck. He completes that pass and wins that 2nd Super Bowl. I would take Russell Wilson over Eli, but since he didn't, I take Eli over Russell Wilson now. One play changes everything. Wow. I think he'll get in, though. Both of them deserve to get in, if you ask me. I don't know. All right, let's revel in the Knicks. Like I say, if you can do it in the biggest spotlights, you can do it anywhere. And these Knicks are doing it in the biggest of biggest spotlights, and they have done it very well so far. Back after this on 104.3 FM WQAM. Keep that New York music pumping. Gonna burn down the boroughs if the Knicks win. 2 more games this year. Burn down the boroughs.
Oh, man.
Knicks fans have been very subdued, very low key. I'm proud of you. You guys have been burned before, so that's why. Spurned lovers. Okay. It's like when you're dating and everything's going good, you don't want to mess with anything. Like, is that your girlfriend? No. Hey, man. Hey, things are going good. Let's just keep it good, you know? We win game 3. Not over yet. Up by 20 in game 4. Not over yet. Till that buzzer sounds, and then burn down the boroughs.
Poise. You just got to keep up poise.
You guys have been very poised. Hence the 13 game win streak.
Yeah, 13
game win. First of all, putting together a 13 game win streak is unbelievable. Much less in the
postseason?
playoffs.
It's wild.
It's a dream come true. I mean, once again, job not finished if you're a Knicks fan or you're the New York Knicks, but it's kind of a dream come true. I don't think I've ever seen my teams that I've actually been a part of win 13 in a row. Like, I know Pelicans were never 13 in a row.
You saw the Heat win 27.
I wasn't living here in Miami. That's what I
Ah.
said. My team that I was active with. I think the Heat like had a 7-game win streak or something like that.
Yeah, that 27-game win streak was
You going nuts? Dream come true. I remember the whole world
was
gripping.
They were just they were beating teams too, but it was just like they were having, like, even when they were at that, what was it, 22-point down against Cleveland, they came back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But this has been crazy because you're going against the better teams in the league. You're in the postseason, you're just handling them.
All you have to do, the blueprint for the Miami Heat, is reach on a free agent and overpay him, and him actually be better than everyone thought he was going to be, Jalen Brunson. You need to give away a bunch of draft picks for a center that a lot of people think is super soft, but ends up being better than you thought, Karl Anthony Towns. Give up some more trades for Mikal Bridges, who doesn't really play that great during the regular season, but is absolutely stunning in the postseason. So you got to hit on a lot of things. That's how much you have to hit on, Vlad, to have a chance to be in the NBA Finals. And we're sitting around looking at pictures of Giannis Antetokounmpo walking through the Miami airport.
Now, here's the thing. You're really putting, not you, not my cousin.
Please,
I'm just saying,
don't put me in this.
No, because if I say you, then somebody's gonna, hey man, then they really gonna take that you like to heart. Heat fans are really all in on Giannis. Now, what if they're not able to get Giannis?
Then you move on to Kawhi Leonard or John Morant.
But will they be upset if they're not able to get Giannis?
Yeah, of course.
But you do understand that there are more teams involved, and there are more teams with better trade assets to offer the Milwaukee Bucks.
No fan should ever have that much foresight, Vlad. Never.
And here's the other thing.
Never.
Remember who the new owner of the Bucks is. Do you know?
No. I haven't been keeping up with my Bucks.
It's the same owner of the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, Lord.
And what did the Cleveland Browns just do this past week?
I mean, they traded their probably, let's say,
second best player in the franchise history.
I would maybe go further than that.
No, it's not better than Jim Brown.
Oh, goodness. We're going back to Jim Brown.
I'm just saying second best.
Shooting some bail to Bernie Kosar or Leroy
I love Bernie and Leroy, but Bernie and Leroy, they would admit that they're not better than what Myles Garrett was as in the Cleveland Browns. Okay?
They traded away a generational player.
Yeah.
And they're most likely going to
they got a lot back for that.
They did.
Generational player. What do you think that he's not going to think I should get a lot back for my generational player?
So he's in the business of dealing generational players, is what you're saying.
He's in the business of dealing generational players after they've produced, and he realized I can't do anything more for you. And I don't know if this organization is going to be good while you're still in your prime. Therefore, in order for me to make my franchise good, I'm going to have to trade you to get some valuable assets back.
The thing is, the Bucks made the statement that they wanted a young generational player and some draft picks, or they want a bevy of draft picks. And it just doesn't seem like the Heat can match that ask. In my opinion.
As much as I like Khalil, he's not a generational player. Or
and as much as you like Tyler Hero,
no,
he's a one-time All-Star.
You can find those.
And a bevy of draft picks. I don't know if we have a bevy. I mean, we could spread them out over 30 years, but because you can't give back-to-back draft picks away, which we know we'd love to do.
That's like an interest. That's like an interest loan.
And we can't get back. We're not getting back Terry Rozier's pick, by the way. Just stop. Just stop.
I could have told you that.
Well, yeah. Sorry, don't want to ruin Christmas for you, but I mean, everyone continues to say the Heat have the best offer on the table, and you expect. My only thing is everybody acts like the Bucks are going to have to, like, the league is forcing the Bucks to trade Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks can do whatever they want. I mean, it might not be the smartest thing, but they might say, you know what, we're going to keep him to the trade deadline.
Here's what you got on the league likes. I think the fan base, not the league. Well, the league likes any type of positive news, but I think they like trades. We like trades because it causes a stir.
And we can compare.
And then you can compare, and then you can start being paper GMs and thinking, looking at rosters on paper and thinking, oh my God, this team is gonna be better, and this team might be worse. And what if they do this? And if they do that? That's what trades are. And especially when it's a player like Giannis, a top 5 player in the league. I think he's a 2-time MVP.
Yes,
but
he's 2-time MVP.
2-time MVP, an NBA Finals MVP, a champion. So wherever he goes, it's going to cause a stir. So if whatever team he goes to, the belief will be that this team will be a contender.
Yes.
But that's the belief. But then there's reality.
Yes.
And the reality is there are certain teams, while they may be improved with the acquisition of Giannis, they might not be there yet.
There's a belief that if you would trade Luka Doncic to play with one of the greatest players of all time, that they would be easily in the championship.
I mean, there's injuries have happened, but yeah,
I even think if they weren't injured. To be honest with you, I don't think they're better than the Spurs. I don't think they're better than OKC.
I would have loved to see if they faced the Spurs, just the experience versus the youth.
I
don't know, but they didn't have the big man, and it's not that. As much as you could put the players, you could put Giannis and you could put Luka and LeBron together, but you also need other players, and you need other players to be good in their roles. I'm sorry, DeAndre Ayton, it's not good. He's not good in his role. He's not, and you need a big. For those players, they need a big, an athletic big who can just rebound, block shots, alter shots, and catch alley-oops. So as much as you can have these players, you gotta put the right cast around them. You gotta put the right supporting cast around them in order for you to win, in order for them to shine.
So you're saying it's a team game.
I think if you notice over the last decade or so, the big three, the days of the big 3 superstars and then putting 12 players around them is over. You need a superstar. You need a star that can sometimes be a superstar, but he knows he's a Robin, and he's damn good at being number 2 and being Robin. And then you got to get the other players to be superstars in their role.
Yep.
You got to get a big man. Your strength is rebounding, altering shots. We're going to throw you alley-oops. That's what you do. You a 3-and-D guy. I need you to hit those corner threes, and I need you to play some gritty defense. Be a star in your role in that.
Right. You need depth and guys that are outstanding.
Absolutely.
In their field.
Now you need depth, because the days of winning with 7 or 8 players are over.
You can't just throw a bunch of guys together and say, well, we'll figure it out. We got talent. Nope. Doesn't work like that. Never has, never will. I'm just saying. Couple of headlines real quick. Carolina Hurricanes. They are going to be playing the Vegas Golden Knights tonight at 8:00. That is game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I'll tell you, I got a feeling of this, Vlad. And once again, this is just total feel of it. I feel as though the Golden Knights have played better than the Carolina Hurricanes in this series. That right now, at this point, they are the better team, even though the series is tied at 1.
Okay.
Once again, I feel the Knicks have played better in the 2 games. The series is 2-0. I'm not saying that they're the better team. I'm just saying they have played better. So if you ask my heart or my wallet is going to say the Vegas Golden Knights are going to win this series. My heart says the Carolina Hurricanes. And I like all the Panthers fans like, I can't stand the Carolina Hurricanes. They're our rivals. I'm like, are they really? Because a rivalry would mean that they would have to have some back and forth. We've swept the Carolina Hurricanes out of the playoffs the past couple of years. I don't know, they're rivals of ours. I'm okay with them.
Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes, when the team that it's all about matchups a lot of times in the postseason. Sometimes there are just a team,
right,
or a couple of teams that are just bad matchups for you, and if you're lucky to avoid them, it's a better path to the championship than if they were.
Yeah, that's why sometimes you see these low seeds whoop up on a high seed. And you're like, how did that happen?
And I'm like, there's just a bad matchup.
Yeah.
Like they are just, and listen, sometimes teams want to play certain teams, and because they know they just a bad matchup for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened.
Atlanta wanted to play the Knicks. As of right now, they're the only team that's giving the Knicks a tough series. San Antonio wanted to play OKC. I mean, eventually they were the top two teams, but they know they wanted OKC. They felt like they were a better they present matchup problems to OKC.
Yeah, certain teams play ways you don't like, and that it causes problems.
Right, like I tell you right now, the Lakers were happy to play the Rockets more so than playing the Nuggets.
Absolutely, they were a better matchup.
Better matchup for them.
Doesn't matter if you're a better team. It's not about better teams. It's about better matchups. That's why you have world beaters like Inter Miami go in there and lose games to Orlando City. Why? They had a better scheme and matchup. It was just theoretically you shouldn't lose any games. It happens, man. Matchups. Marlins, hopefully they match up well against the Rays today. They did not yesterday. They could only muster 2 hits, losing 6-0. 4-10 today. Lake Picard going to get the start for the Fish.
I will say this though, look, just random. The Citadel is a good place to watch some games. So if if you're watching, you want to come down and watch the World Cup, come down to the Citadel and the food area.
You've been watching some games?
I had to get some food last night, right? So I went downstairs to get some food at Manger. I love Manger. And the TVs were everywhere. And you saw people were outside and like they were there to enjoy the meal, the food, the cuisines of all the restaurants at the Citadel. But they were enjoying the game. And there was a big ass screen. There was big screens, man.
They do have big screens. Did they have the game sound on or was it just music?
No music.
Music?
Game? No music. Game sound was on.
Because I can't hear what they're saying half the time anyway. And even when I'll watch at home, I can't really pay attention half the time.
But what was funny was I was upstairs. I was here in the studio watching the game, and I don't know if they're on delay because I went crazy when the final buzzer hit, and then like 4 seconds later I heard downstairs, like from downstairs. I'm like, oh, they're on delay. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, I thought they probably heard me yelling. You should have, me. You already know me.
Yeah, it's loud.
Yeah, so me by myself in this, it was crazy.
International friendly action today. The U.S. takes on Germany at 2:30. Also today, you get Argentina against Honduras. Messi, they say, might play. I don't know why you would do that, but okay, roll them out there. And then yesterday, Haiti, they were up 1-0, but Peru came back late in the game, won 2-1 in a sold-out game at New Stadium. AJ Greer is expected to hit the NHL free agency market soon and is going to test the waters for the best deal. AJ Greer for the Panthers.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to test the waters. There's a lot of hearsay and conjecture that he may not be a Panther next year.
Damn it. Hey, man.
I don't know. Some of these guys are crazy.
Any chance of us getting Dylan Larkin?
There's always a chance. The
Red Wings player, he's upset.
He's a little interested now.
He's upset. He wants to leave.
You got Bill Zito.
I'm just saying.
The mastermind.
He was part of Team USA, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Bill Zito says, let me go in my thinking room. He goes in our room in his house.
Come on, Dylan. Come on down. We got a nice spot here in Fort Lauderdale, Las Olas.
You'll love the elbow room.
You love the ER.
NCAA, they rejected Texas Tech's plea to reinstate Brendan Sorsby following his gambling scandal. This is one of those stories, Vlad. He should not be allowed into college football. And I know everybody gets a second chance. He needs to go UFL. He needs to go to Arena League. He needs to, what would you call it? Revamp his image and prove to the world that he has passed his addiction, or at least he is dealing with his addiction, because that is some serious stuff. That you didn't just gamble on sports. You gambled over 40 times on your team when you were with Cincinnati. That's rough, man. The optics are bad. as they say. Emirates Bank going to host 4 watch parties. Speaking of that, at this upcoming World Cup, this coming Friday, 9 o'clock for free, USA versus Paraguay. June 27th, Colombia, Portugal. That's going to be a game here in South Florida.
This is at Emirates
Bank Arena, yes.
Okay. Oh, my God.
July 11th for the quarterfinals, then July 19th for the final.
What was that? Colombia versus who?
Portugal, the big one. June 27th.
Yeah, I might go to Emirates instead of the Miami Stadium.
How are you going to be at Miami Stadium without a ticket?
No, I think I'd rather be at Emirates Bank than Miami Stadium.
Well, that's an expensive ticket, so yeah.
I don't have to be inside the stadium now.
Well, the problem is that FIFA is keeping people away. There is no walking around just hanging with the crowd. There's no tailgating without a ticket. So you're going to be at that Chevron gas station just sitting there with a with a Four Loko.
What about that parking spot across the street from the stadium?
Once again, FIFA going to shut all that down.
Nah, you can't shut down that parking area for across the street.
FIFA can't go there and buy that bad boy out?
Nah.
You don't think?
Hey, Boss Ross, don't let them do that.
Oh, yeah, Boss Ross never took $1 from anybody.
I mean, I'm just saying. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh, man. We didn't have Daniel Solana on. We're going to have him on next week with all the World Cup craziness. We'll ask him about all that as we get ready for all the games that are going to be here in South Florida. Next weekend, definitely going to South Beach because we have to check out the crowds. I might go today. It looks a little cloudy outside. We'll see. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. You know the door cams, every once in a while they'll catch, someone stealing maybe some food or some packages off a front.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, in Great Britain, they caught a DoorDash guy stealing the family's cat off the front porch. So much to break down. Like, A, that's very heartless. B, that might be more trouble than it's worth. C, what do you tell your kids?
I stole the cat.
Also, do you want to press charges?
I mean, you stealing cats, bro. Like, that's crazy. Bro.
Why would you? You're like a cat, I guess, Can't you? I mean, I don't know across the pond, but there is a plethora of cats for adoption here in the United States. I guess in the UK, it's probably pretty easy to adopt a cat. You don't have to steal one.
You can't be stealing kittens, man.
I mean, I understand people steal pit bulls and like purebred dogs and stuff like that, but a cat? Well, it's different in the UK, maybe. Maybe it's different in the UK. Let's talk about this Heat situation some more. I'm kind of intrigued with the whole Giannis, Terry Rozier, how all that factors into the Miami Heat and what their future could bring. That's next here on 104.3 FM, WQAM. Giannis Antetokounmpo is in South Florida for the World Cup. He has some business to attend to when it comes to World Cup action, so he's been pictured in and around the airport and around South Florida. Maybe he'll be in South Beach today. Maybe I'll run into him. I'll say, yo, Greek Freak, who you got in the World Cup? A lot of people think he wants to make this his permanent home, play for the Miami Heat. Some people think the Heat have the best offer available. Some people say maybe not enough. The Heat this week did get, I don't even know if you call the word relief, but an arbiter said that with the Terry Rozier situation, the $26 million owed to Terry Rozier this past season, not owed to him, and it goes back to the Miami Heat. So what you do is there was an escrow account with $26 million sitting there. The Heat now can go back into that escrow account, take the $26 million back. They do not get that first-round draft pick that they gave to the Charlotte Hornets next year back. And the $26 million that they have taken back does not go towards last year's cap because that's last year, nor does it go to next year's cap. So literally, Vlad, it becomes petty cash that just sits in a bank for the Miami Heat.
So it's not moved, they used.
I don't know what the $26 million will be used for. Maybe they'll do improvements to the gift shop at the Kaseya Center. I don't know. Maybe they'll decide to pay us a little bit more. I don't know. But no, I don't know what the $26 million is going to be used for, but it's not going to be towards the cap. So that was a bust. We talked about how the Knicks, quote unquote, reached on Jalen Brunson, and that paid off great dividends. Well, we kind of reached on Terry Rozier, and that's the opposite of the Jalen Brunson effect, Vlad. That went the total wrong direction. And that's why we sit in Play-in-Ville, and the New York Knicks sit 2 games away from hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. Does Giannis Antetokounmpo fix this team, though, Vlad? Let's say the projected trade. Tyler Hero,
question,
Jaime Jaquez Jr., Khalil Ware, and who's the fourth person I could throw in there? Nikola Jovic.
You said Jaime? Jaime? You said Jaime, right?
Tyler, Jaime, Khalil, and your fourth. And then, of course.
And then the draft pick.
Then you're going to throw in this 13th and 2 more first-round picks. Does that make...
Wait. Who's the fourth? I'm trying to think about that. Is it Jokic? Is it Pella?
Ooh, see, no, I think they're going to try to ride with Pella. I mean, Jokic had a rough year last year, but
just say those 3 in the draft pick, because I think that can get it done.
Ranking the top trade packages for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's see. Bleacher Report, top trade packages. It's all pictures of Tyler Hero, but it shows all the different teams. So, they don't even list the Heat as a number 1 or top 5. They list the Minnesota Timberwolves, Detroit Pistons, Houston Rockets, Orlando Magic, Dallas Mavericks.
Well, the Magic said they're not sending both Wagner and Paul and Banchero.
Why would they put pictures of the Heat and then not even list them as a top 5 part of the deal?
So you could the thing about it is that with no news and everybody expecting Miami to be the team, that if it doesn't happen, that there's going to be a great disappointment once again with the fan base down here. And the question is, does Giannis make you into a championship contender immediately? No, he doesn't. And the reason why is because those pieces that you're giving away, you got to replenish.
So now the projection is the 3 guys we mentioned: Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Khalil Ware, and this year's first-round pick and 2 other first-round picks. So that would mean you would have starting point guard
Davion
Mitchell.
And then you got to sign Norm back.
Norm back would come back.
And then you have to have a lineup of what? Wiggy, Bam.
We still have Wiggins.
Wiggy, Bam, and
Pella could be in there.
Are you going to do Pella and Davion and have Wiggy come off the bench?
No, you can't have Wiggins come off the bench.
That's the thing, because you're losing Tyler, so you're gonna want to bring Norm back.
You got to bring Norm back, though.
But Norm, it is at his stage of his
afford it though.
At his stage in his career, and the money that he wants, is he's not gonna be a bench warmer. He's not gonna be a 6 man.
Can you afford him?
I don't know if he played him well. I don't know if he played his way into a bigger deal, but he was an all-star. He put up some numbers.
True.
And he wasn't remember him and Tyler were in a weird situation where both guys were never healthy at the same time to play many games with each other. And the games that they did, the team struggled when both were playing. So, because neither knew what their role was. Am I going to be the starter or am I going to be the sixth man?
So your team looks like, okay, so the starting lineup, you can't really feel bad about the starting lineup if it is what we're projecting, where you would have Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bam Adebayo. The question now comes in with your depth, as Kasper Siakis is a guy, Nikola Jovic, Pilla Larson.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, Simone Fontecchio, theoretically. Kasper Siakis.
He had a good rookie year, bro.
Nikola Jovic, Pilla Larson. Those are your four depth pieces.
Nikola has to show so much. You talking about him and Chop Robinson might be the two players down here who have a lot to prove this following year.
Is that enough depth to get things done?
No.
I was gonna say that's
no.
I mean, Simone Fontecchio, come on. Kasper's had a good rookie year. Nikola Jovic and Pilla Larson. That's your
No.
Ooh, I mean, I don't want to diminish.
And it's not even diminished because then now you're
Drew Smith.
Now, and I know that this is their
Trevor Keels.
This has been Miami Heat's MO. They've been the best at this, but now you're counting on these guys to find another Kendrick Nunn, another Max Strus, another Duncan Robinson. You're trying, one of those Haywood Highsmith. You're trying to find those players that everybody gave up on, that once they embrace Heat culture, they become a key contributor. You got to hope that you can find that, because other teams are looking for that for themselves as well.
The starting lineup is good, but man, the depth is just nowhere to be found. Like I said, Simone Fontecchio, Kasper Siakis, Nikola Jovic, and Pilla Larson. You can't even field a second team yet without, once again,
that's not going to scare you.
No.
That doesn't put any fear in other teams.
Once again, this is the roster as it is now. Nothing. I worry about the depth. I don't worry about the starting lineup. I'm cool with that. But the depth is just, man.
You can't win in this league without playing 9 men.
And heaven forbid someone get hurt, which, let's be honest, someone's going to get hurt throughout the long season.
And that's the other thing we've been talking about. Bro, the injuries that 34 has been hampered with the last 3 or 4 years of his career have been all lower calf strains and stuff like that. So, that's what Pat Ross was saying. Like, he's looking at players that play. If Giannis healthy, Giannis is gonna play. He ain't gonna miss on some, he's not gonna miss games. He'll play through pain, but you don't want him having an injury where it's a calf strain and all of a sudden now you got to worry for this, 4 weeks. Because we all know calves can lead to the major significant injury that if that happens to him in this stage of his career, you're taking away his weapon. His weapon is his freakish athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and if he gets injured like that, you submarined basically your whole season. Man. So is the whole thought of the process to just find a way to get Giannis Antetokounmpo in a Heat uniform and we'll figure it out?
I mean, your whole process might be to find Giannis, and Giannis comes to Miami. That might be the lure
for somebody to take a deal, or
right, because they're gonna be like, "Oh, we're in a state with no tax, and I'm playing with Giannis. I'm gonna be on television a lot."
It's a good organization. Everybody universally loves Bam Adebayo.
So yeah,
so get Giannis here and figure it out. That's our plan right now. At least we got a plan. It seems like, because the depth as it stands, it's not great, Vlad. And you're going to need some depth.
It wasn't great this year.
It really wasn't that great this year. Man, I mean, you can't rely on Vladislav Golden.
No. Not now.
Not now. Whew, man. So you got to trust in Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra.
That's why you know what? Low key, you're going to have to watch the Summer League this year. Because some of these guys might be contributors during this 26-27 season.
And remember, what you would be giving up to is also this year's 13th overall pick. So you can't hope to fill a gap with that. And then whether you give up one, I think they want 2 more first-round picks.
Look, this is going to happen very soon because
they got to do it before the draft.
They got to do it before the draft. Rumor has it that they're not announcing this trade or anything like that because they don't want to take anything away from the NBA Finals. So they're waiting for the finals to end, and then this trade, whatever Giannis trade is going to happen, will be announced.
Does the league go to them and tell them, like, look, let's not do any business until after the finals? We're too busy with this?
I mean, this the league, bro. The league can do whatever they want.
Well, I mean, the league could also not approve anything or do anything. So they probably send out a message like, look, no trades will be approved until after the NBA finals. So don't
The league doesn't want any negative criticism right now. This is probably the finals that they wanted. Other than obviously the Lakers and, you know,
the Celtics.
Lakers, Celtics, or Lakers, Knicks, or whatever. But this is one of the finals that they wanted. They got the alien versus
great.
Big market.
So it's the alien 7'4" versus the 6'1".
It's David Goliath, baby.
It's pretty awesome, man.
David and Goliath, and guess what they're using? Guess what they used? A rock. That's what the basketball is called, a rock. So therefore, the scripts, the Hollywood script is right there. But because of that, they don't want any other news to take away from the finals right now. So I don't think anything will be announced.
Nope.
But it probably helps or doesn't help the fact that Giannis is in Miami and that Miami's one of the cities, one of the teams that's been that's been one of the teams that everybody feels like Giannis is gonna go to or be traded to.
Whispered about, yes.
They've been connected for a long time. Who knows? But guess what? The way you're feeling in Miami is the same way people are feeling in San Francisco, same way people are feeling in Boston, and the same way people might be feeling in Oklahoma City right now.
Yes, that we have a package that is comparable or better to get Giannis Antetokounmpo that could push us over the top. Oh, man. It's going to be interesting to see, man, how all this plays out and how the Bucks, what the Bucks do. Because, I mean, it really is. Once again, Giannis is in the last year of his contract coming up. Is that where he gets all of his, what do you call it, leverage, as they like to say? And that he's never said he doesn't want to be in Milwaukee, but, he wants to be out of Milwaukee. Oh, man. So this trade is not going to happen, at least for another week or two, because we got the NBA Finals, and it's going to most likely happen before, though, the NBA draft, because the Bucks want to do some grocery shopping of their own. Is the 13th overall pick enough for the Milwaukee Bucks? And once again, that's not the only part of it, but yeah, going to have to get some guys on the cheap. If you do get Giannis Antetokounmpo, you're going to have to get some hometown deals, right?
Right.
They want to play with Bam, want to play with Giannis, want to be in Miami, and feel as though this could be a championship lineup. Okay. Well, I think, we're at best to just get something done and we'll figure it all out, right?
Pretty much.
What's the worst that could happen? I know, don't answer that.
There's a lot that Giannis could go to
tear his ACL.
No, I mean,
if
you trade for him. That's if you trade for him and he gets hurt. That's the worst that could happen. But yeah, the worst that could happen is that he can go to a rival. He can go to Boston.
He could.
So
I don't see why Boston would want to blow up what they have right now. It feels like that's a team that's always going to be in contention as long as they're.
When they don't win, they're always going to talk about breaking up JB and JT.
And JB had almost MVP season.
Right, but they got knocked down the first round. He said not the year they won the title, and he was Finals MVP and Eastern Conference MVP. This was his favorite year, and it's like, well, that's weird. You're 2 years removed from winning a title, and this is your best year. Why? Because Tatum didn't play 70% of the season.
Yeah, I don't look too deep into that because everybody has their favorites for their own reasons, and he's obviously one of those players that he looks at how he plays as being what his favorite thing is, not the whole grand picture of things. So, I mean, it's something to be proud of. You took a team that was supposed to be rebuilding and had them in contention, and it was pretty much on your shoulders. So, I would be happy about that. But we'll see. I would like to see if some of these teams want to mess with the formula because it feels as though Oklahoma City Thunder and Boston are going to be perennial contenders, at least for a couple of more years. But maybe they feel as though drastic measures, want to win a championship. That's the move. We'll see. We can do a little something or nothing next. So keep it right here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Check it out now.
Time to do some something or nothing. I'm going to run through some things happening in and around this world. And Vlad will tell you whether it is something or nothing. Since we have game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight, let's start with this one. Tampa Bay Lightning's Andrea Vasilevsky wins his second Vezina trophy for being, quote-unquote, the best goalkeeper in hockey. Is that something or nothing?
I guess it's something
for him.
I mean, he's done it for the second time, so. But he's no Bob.
We need Bob back in goal next year for the Florida Panthers as we make a run for a third Stanley Cup in 4 years. FIFA. They got a presence here in town. Their headquarters is actually in Coral Gables. We're about to host 7 FIFA World Cup games here in South Florida. FIFA has reversed their ban on fans bringing refillable water bottles to World Cup games. Is that something or nothing?
I mean, yeah, I guess that's good. Fans they don't have to pay for the water, or they don't have to pay for. They just let them go in a bottle and use a faucet. I guess
they were not allowed, but then there was a little uproar, so now they're allowed to bring refillable water bottles to World Cup games. That's cool. That's the least you can do for the prices you're charging for tickets.
I mean, if there's a water fountain.
Yeah, that's another thing. You might be drinking out of the bathroom faucets, depending on what the stadiums are going to be like.
Yeah,
so.
Some people might just instead of spending $18 on a bottle of water, they rather take their chance on the refillable bottle.
I haven't been to Hard Rock Stadium in a while, at least on the inside of Hard Rock Stadium. I don't know if they have water fountains or not. So I don't know. You might have to do the old bathroom. There's nothing less thirst quenching than hot water, man. Oh. Like it's almost like I'd rather be thirsty, to be honest with you. It's like, oh. Earth, Wind, and Fire lead singer Philip Bailey recently admitted that their song "Reasons" is a song about an adulterous one-night stand.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Everybody thinks it's like this love song, you know?
It's never a love
soulful
song.
Love song. Oh, it's about a different type of love.
A lot of songs are not as what you think they are. So. Yeah, I got no problem with that.
You put pen to pad on an adulterous one-night stand. Is that something you would do?
If I can word it and sing it in a way that whoever I'm with, my significant other will know. Yeah, come on, man. I'll sing my ass off.
So play that one for your old lady tonight. Put on that "Reasons" by Earth, Wind, and Fire and say, "I got a million reasons to love you, baby." But really, you're kind of telling her that you cheated on her.
I mean, it happens.
I mean, look, she's probably doing worse. That's all I can say.
It happens.
Shakira.
Oh, what about her?
She's always involved in stuff, man. You know, she has. We have the new. We'll have the new. We can play the World Cup song in just a second. She's absolutely trash when it comes to world soccer songs, man. Because I don't know why she even tries to make them. Her and Burna Boy put together "Dia Dia." It sounds like duty. Nonetheless, Shakira, she has shut down fake campaign ads for the upcoming Colombian presidential race. So apparently there's some fake ads. She's supporting a certain candidate. She said, that's fake. Take them down. Something or nothing.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't want to be
associated.
Yeah. So therefore, don't put that on me.
I don't blame her. I wish she would focus more on her image and less on the music she tries to make for soccer games.
What's wrong with her image?
It's in there. No, her image. I mean, she just recently got back like $40 million from Spain because they accused her of tax evasion and they took her money. But then they had a little court case and they said, oh, nope, Shakira didn't do anything wrong here. Or at least they deemed she didn't do anything wrong. So she got back some money. And now she's got some fake ads out for campaigns and for president of Colombia. Shakira. And, her and PK, the whole situation, that was a little messy. Shakira got some things, man. She might be listening.
I mean,
right
PK
now,
was cheating. Come on, man. Like he was outside. He was doing dirt. He got caught. So we can't act.
I don't think he was all that. But the problem was he wasn't all that ashamed of being getting caught.
He probably wasn't, but he was doing things.
Oh yes. Oh, speaking of adulterous one night stands, more than that.
And he was gambling too.
Tough. That's tough, man. That's tough. Tough times for Shakira. No, I'm joking. FIFA made a mistake the other day on one of their websites and accidentally gave 60 fans free tickets to the upcoming World Cup. And in true FIFA form, instead of saying, oh, bank error, in your favor, nope, they took those 60 free tickets back. Something or nothing.
Yeah, something 5, man. Nah, y'all messed up.
Give those 60 tickets. I can
It's
understand
60. It wasn't like 6,000 or 600. It was just 60.
60,000. Yeah, I understand that, but 60 people, let them just say, congratulations,
They don't gotta be the greatest tickets.
No, FIFA like, oh no, we're gonna break the bank that we gave 60 free tickets away on accident. I would actually play it up as a PR move, but no, they decided to go the opposite of PR and make it a PU move by taking it back.
Sad.
Nothing free at FIFA. Except now you can bring your water bottle in. Thank the good Lord that you can dehydrate at a game.
Your thirst will be quenched.
Vlad, you've been a part of weddings and you've been to plenty of weddings.
I have.
Every once in a while, someone in the party, best man, best woman, bridesmaid, they pass out for whatever reason. Maybe they're excited. Maybe they're nervous. Maybe they've been drinking or doing drugs, or maybe the night before they were drinking and doing drugs and they just pass out. Well, in Austin, Texas, a best man passed out during the ceremony. The officiant didn't miss a beat. He continued on with the service. Something or nothing.
Hey, man. You're not messing up the wedding day. Things
just because you decide to get trashed
doesn't mean that I'm going to put a halt to this proceedings.
You're right about that. Let somebody else deal with this, what I say. Let them get married.
Yeah, but dude, a groomsman or the best man?
Best man.
Yeah, you're forever scorned. Like you can never be a best man ever. Like, how wasted were you? Or what did you do prior for you to be passed out right now?
Right, to pass out during the ceremony.
Right. And whatever you did, you're thinking that the groom is gonna be the same way because you're the best man.
I'd say that whole side of the
you're thinking of all the groomsmen, but if anybody's gonna be messed up, it's the best man and the groom, because that's the best man and the groom.
Right. I doubt that they did it, outside of the groom, Yeah. But I like how we always think like, oh man, the bachelor party's wild and crazy.
But like, you don't know when that bachelor party was. I mean,
it'd
be crazy if it was the night before. That's crazy.
Don't ever do that.
No, don't ever do that. But for you to be that effed up that you pass out, and you didn't hear anything about the groomsmen or the groom being messed up or anything like that. That's bad. That's bad by you.
Now, this is my thing. I've done both schools of it. Have you ever gone to a wedding? Of course, pre-gaming before the wedding with your friends. It's fun. It's great.
Absolutely.
But I've also done the opposite, where it's like you have the option to pre-game, but you know that there's about to be an open bar. So you're like, why even waste time drinking and paying for drinks when I'm about to get a full night of free drinks? So you're like, I'll wait an extra hour. It's not a big deal.
Nah, you're going to get the proceedings started off right. But, I mean, I'm reading a lot of the, responses from the chat, and I kind of need a little bit more context, because maybe it was an outdoor wedding.
It was an outdoor wedding.
It was an outdoor wedding. Maybe so. Was it hot? It was
Austin, Texas?
Yeah. So there, maybe the heat caught them, man. Maybe he might have been.
That would be my excuse.
Yeah, maybe he partied the night before, didn't hydrate, and
obviously
the heat got him. So I don't want to put all the onus on him. And then I'm like,
it should.
It could have. I mean, he's definitely at fault, but I mean, I got to look at the environment. I got to know what I need to know what happened. I need a little bit more before I want to. Yeah, before I just put full accountability on him.
Oh, you just think Austin, Texas,
but Austin, Texas, drinking, weather, yeah,
a combination.
Yeah, and I know he didn't drink no water. They didn't hydrate.
No, you don't hydrate in Austin, Texas. Not at a wedding. But yeah, so I mean, I know nowadays weddings. I don't know about you, Vlad. I usually go stag. I don't bring a date because it's just too complicated.
Why would you bring a date? That's like bringing sand to the beach.
I know that's another part of it's a complicated situation. Like, unless you got somebody steady, there's no reason to bring a date to a wedding.
And they got you in a good time too. You're dressed to the T's. So they never have to wonder how you look fully dressed up. You dressed up.
You're at your best.
Your haircut is sharp.
There's drinks.
Yeah.
There's looking at other people having happy relationships.
And there's drinks. And you got an open bar, so you can hit it.
You're seeing other happy relationships, and you're saying, I'm so lonely. Wait a second.
And it's a good meal.
There's happiness all around.
Because they had to select their meal, so there's a good meal right there.
Why would you bring a date so she can do this number for you? I'm ready to go.
Oh, God.
We got free food, free drinks, and music all night. I'm bored. Let's go. Let's get a pizza on the way home. Okay.
Dude, weddings are the moves, man. Weddings and funerals.
That's not where I go. Funerals, I try not to live a good life at the funeral.
Hey man,
home.
you saw Wedding Crashers.
I've seen it all. Yes. Yeah, the gym and the funerals are two places that I just, shut the game down for a little bit.
Definitely go to weddings.
Weddings, yes. I mean, like I think both parties entering a wedding understand what the possible score could end up.
And a low key, good spot, baby showers.
Oh yeah. Anytime there's fun festivities with familiarity, you know what I'm saying? Like there's mutual friends and stuff like that. Always good because they can wing it for you.
And when there's a lot of estrogen around.
That's true. But you can get the wingman or wing woman, whatever you want to call it. This is my friend Vlad. He's real sweet. Y'all
Bam.
like common.
That was the John Stockton assist. Here we go.
Oh, hey, what's your name again? Oh, I was noticing, your blouse matches your eyes. That's really good job by you. Or did you do that on purpose? I'm warming myself up for later today. If you couldn't tell, Vlad, because I gotta get out the apartment today. Been outside lately. Although my batting average, like how the Heat, not the Heat. You know how the Marlins went on they got swept by the Mets, but then they went and swept the Nationals. Kind of like my batting average and me and the Marlins career or season is going pretty much the same. Like
so 3 days there
was a cold spell. I'm not gonna lie.
And then 3 days get good.
But then my average is rising. Now this weekend we'll see. I need a Marlins win today. Come on, Marlins. I need you right now.
Hey, yo.
I know. It's true.
The only thing I want to hear is temperatures rising. I don't want to hear nothing.
My batting average?
I don't want to hear about your batting average. Okay. As long as you're not in the Mendoza line.
I'm trying to stay above the Mendoza
line. As long as you stay above the Mendoza line.
Well, you have bad weekends, man. Look.
I'm not knocking you for having a bad weekend. But you said you like the Marlins.
I like
bad days, three good days. That's good.
I like the guys that are like every weekend, man. I get numbers. I get this. It's like really.
It balances out.
Really? I want to see this quality that you're pulling in. Oh, you should see. Well, that used to be the thing, Vlad. Now you're from my era, back before the cell phones and the social media. Man,
I love how you say I'm from your era and I'm older than you.
Man, you should see. You don't even know. Now you do that. I'm like, show me on your phone. Like, oh, what do you mean? Like, show me. You get phones and social media. What's her name? Well, I'm not friends with her. That's okay. What's her name? I was going to tell you a story, but we don't have time for that. Florida man.
We're going to go to break.
No, we got to talk about this one. Florida man sends pictures of his ex nude to her boss, and he got arrested for that because
why would you send
that is cyber harassment and digital voyeurism?
That's stupid. Why would you be sending naked pics of your ex to her boss?
Why do you think? To get back at her.
But what would the boss do?
Call the police and get you arrested. That's
call
exactly
him, right? But why would he do that? That was dumb.
It wasn't thought out, Vlad.
Yeah, man. Like, damn, that's when you know that
she got you.
She got you.
Woo!
You're jilted.
All right, we got one more segment as we get ready for the Marlins. Once again, I need a Marlins win today for multiple reasons. That is next here on 104.3 FM WQAM.
Miami Heat, Miami Hurricanes basketball. And now, the new home of the two-time World Series winner, Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Not to bore you and do like terrible talk, but this weather, man, it's got me a little irked because it's not one or the other. It's not sunny. So if it's sunny, I can go to the beach, but it's still sunny enough to make me want to go to the beach. So if I go to the beach, it's not sunny enough. But if I go to South Beach and start walking around and be like, oh, it's sunny, I should have gone to the beach. So now I got to figure out where I'm going to go after this. Next weekend, though, Vlad, we got to go to South Beach because
bro, I'm looking at
that's
the schedule.
World Cup, man.
I'm looking at the World Cup schedule, which starts Thursday in Mexico. First game is Mexico versus South Africa. That's on Big Fox, and then
You know who I'm cheering for?
South Korea versus the Czechoslovakians or
Chechia.
Czechia. Thank you. That's how they
practice that one a lot.
You did, hey man.
I
You're my European guy, bro.
But it shows.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, cousin. I don't like some of the matchups that Big Fox is showing. It's just like,
That's okay.
I don't want to see Canada versus Bosnia on Big Fox.
Canada versus Bosnia. That's
not
the most sexy matchup.
That's a FS1 or FS2
I guess
game.
they're doing that because we're close to Canada.
That's a FS2 game.
That is an FS2 game.
Saturday, the big game. Saturday now. There's nothing going on.
It's the only sporting event in the world, basically. Man,
well, maybe there might be a game 5, but it's the biggest thing. might.
That's an 8:30 or 8 o'clock. Is it 8 o'clock on the weekend? Well, let's not
It's
get ahead of
8:30. All the games are going 8:30 tip
But
off.
sometimes
Right?
on the weekend they push it up.
No, this is still 8:30. They said.
Okay.
Qatar versus Switzerland.
That is the main. The
Saturday,
crown,
next
that's the
Saturday
crown
afternoon.
jewel.
That's the only game they're showing on Fox.
Oh, Switzerland's very good. Qatar,
Brazil versus Morocco.
I can see just for the well.
That's a FS1
Don't
game.
sleep on that. Morocco made it to the
Right, but that's a
semifinals.
FS1 game.
That-
That
okay.
to me, I think the
That should
Brazil Morocco game should have been on Big Fox.
Just for the star power that Brazil carries with itself.
And then the game that I'll be looking for, IET versus Scotland, Haiti versus Scotland.
Well, yeah, of
That's
course.
an FS1 game. Cool. I respect it. I understand that.
That's actually going to be a pretty decent matchup.
I think it's gonna be a good
Haiti's
game.
Looked decent in these friendlies
Now, next Sunday, the 14th.
because that's the day we have off. So that's the day we might be running around.
Are we off that day?
I'm off that day. We'll be on tomorrow for 1 hour, but next Sunday, no. That's
Is the Marlins playing a?
Marlins play an early game, like
Nah,
a
nah.
12-10 or something.
You're
like
off. I'm not.
that. Okay, well, I'll be in South Beach.
You're lucky you. I'll join you afterwards. They start off at noon. Australia versus Turkey.
Well, we got to watch that game because that's two teams in the USA's pool.
So that's a FS1 game. But the two games that Big Fox is showing, Germany versus Curacao.
Curacao?
Is that how you say it? Curacao? Maybe. I don't know.
So Curacao is known for being offshore gambling. So, yeah, that's what their big important export
And then the
is.
Netherlands versus Japan.
Project Orange. That's not a bad matchup.
I like that matchup.
Project Orange in Japan.
All right, I respect the
They can
4
be
p.m.
sneaky sometimes.
But, yeah. Monday, the
problem-
15th,
You'll be able to catch these games everywhere.
Spain versus Cape Verde.
Ooh, that's not going to probably be pretty if you're a Cape Verde fan.
But
Spain.
that's
is
Big
always-
Fox.
Yeah, but Spain, I mean, they're favored to win the whole thing.
And then Belgium versus Egypt.
That's a good one right there. Belgium is one of the premier soccer clubs in the world, and Egypt, Mohamed Salah makes his long-awaited World Cup debut.
And this is the power of Messi. Argentina versus Algeria will be on Big Fox June 16th.
No doubt about that.
And that's in Kansas City. So Kansas City,
Great soccer town.
you're going to get to see Patrick Mahomes and Lionel Messi.
Some of the greats. And they're playing who? Algeria?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Well, now remember, last World Cup, Argentina slipped in the first game. I want to say it was against Saudi Arabia or something like that. So don't sleep on their slow start. And we don't know Messi's health, although there's talking about him playing in a friendly today. I have no idea.
I don't see why.
I think that's just them saying he could if he wanted to, but he's not.
I would hope not.
I would hope Messi and his coach both have the forward thinking to not go ahead and use up some of his leg in a meaningless friendly. But what do I know? That might be part of the reason why the USA soccer culture is not so great, because we don't have the right attitude. We don't rest players. And Messi, if he plays, he's playing 90 minutes or at least 75 minutes. So
he's playing a lot of minutes.
He likes to play. I can't knock that, though. Can't knock that. Today we got the Marlins.
El Marlin trying to did they get swept by the Rays in Tampa?
Yeah.
Damn, they lost 4 in a row to Tampa. They got to get a go. They got to get a win. But you're right. The injuries to the pitching staff is really affecting
the rotation
them.
is really starting.
Because you'll go into a game thinking one guy's starting, and then all of a sudden he's not. So they just got to shore up that starting rotation, and another bullpen game. It's like what, the second day of bullpen games.
Yeah, yesterday was a bullpen day also, you said.
Yeah, so
I saw that.
It's not good.
Bullpen days, man. Yeah, I mean, the bullpen's been okay this year, but you want your solid starting pitching to be in there rotation-wise and just getting it going. But it is a war of attrition. It's a long season. Then at 8 o'clock tonight, Carolina and Vegas. Once again, we're going to do the Hort and the Wallet. My heart says Carolina. My wallet says Vegas. Vegas back home right off the strip by the New York hotel. That crazy crowd in Vegas is going to be raucous. I could see Vegas kind of, when I say walking away, getting like a 2-1, 3-1 lead and kind of just holding on right there. That's just me talking, but we shall see. And then Sunday, we'll be back tomorrow for 1 hour.
Yeah, it's the fish's fault. It's not our fault, guys.
No, we want to be here. I'll be on 24 hours a day. Heck, some days I am on 24 hours a day. But then there's not really a lot of sporting going on tomorrow outside of baseball.
There's not a lot of sporting going on for a good while, bro. Like that's why I'm gonna enjoy these Stanley Cup final games and the NBA finals games, because unless you really love soccer like we do, and you're not into the baseball season, whether your team is not doing too well or you just don't get into it until after the All-Star break, it's going to be, if you're not a fan of soccer, it's going to be some hard times, Daddy.
If you're a U.S. men's national soccer team fan like I am, you're a little disturbed that they're down 1-0 to Germany in the 33rd minute right now, this international friendly.
So
tomorrow, though, what's the play once we get off and once the Marlins finish up? Tomorrow night, is it international friendly soccer games?
What's the
college baseball?
What's the late night game tomorrow? Because I noticed that NBC doesn't have the Sunday night. I would have thought it would have been Yankees Red Sox, but they don't have that.
You want to watch some college super regional baseball?
Nah, shout out to the women of Texas, the Texas Lady Longhorns, for winning the back-to-back Women's College World Series title. But other than that, no, I'm not watching anything like that. Is there any wrestling tomorrow? No AEW, no WWE, no AAA?
Tomorrow night's one of those nights you walk in and say, family, gather around. I've neglected you for too long. Tonight's a family night. And you seem like you're a good guy, but in actuality, you just got nothing better to do.
Like there's no shows. Like I'm gonna catch up on Euphoria this weekend. Like I'm gonna catch up on all my old Joe Budden podcasts that I haven't watched. I missed like the last 3 because I've been so Knicks centric. I think this today and tomorrow is this catch up on things that you've been.
Tomorrow's the day to be a good family man, a good boyfriend, a good
go to
husband,
church. You can go to church tomorrow.
Get right with the Lord. You're just gonna live a wholesome day tomorrow. It's Good Sunday. Tell your old lady, look, I've neglected you for too long. Let's go somewhere nice.
Yeah.
Take the family in the room. Let's play board games. And they're like, man, can we do this every weekend?
Take him out for some ice cream.
Look, can we do this every weekend?
No. We could
enjoy the moment.
We could do it up until August. That's what you tell them.
Let's enjoy this moment.
No, enjoy this moment, and then we might
be World Cup games on next Sunday. I got to watch those.
But
man.
you might or you might not. But what I'm saying is, once the American football starts happening.
No more family. Family time's done.
Family time is done. Family,
kids, do your homework.
That's it.
You got to focus on school. That's how you get ahead in this country.
Yeah. But
don't worry about daddy yelling at the TV.
Once week 0 of college football starts, it's over, baby. Forget it. Kids, get away from me. Y'all got school? Here's money. Go buy some. Yeah, here's money for clothes and supplies. Get out my face.
Tell your old lady, DoorDash it. Here's my credit card. Get whatever.
Yeah. Or you know what?
I don't want to go get them.
Forget that. Online shopping.
You don't like shopping?
No, online shopping.
No, that's what I was saying. You give her the credit card. You go DoorDash.
No. Online shopping. I kind of want to know where my money's going to. So, yeah. Okay, you ordered that. Let me see how much. Okay, cool. Here's the number. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the last 4 numbers. All right. Out of my sight.
Well, maybe not that blunt, but okay.
I mean, you know.
We do have to wish our guy Trevor Harris, who just walked in, a happy birthday.
Born day, Trevor.
Yeah, he did celebrating his 22nd birthday. We're very excited about that. He is a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan, Philadelphia Flyers fan,
and a diehard Cubs fan. I don't know what's wrong with your team right now. He's thinking. The Cubs.
Yes. And I mean, congratulations to Pope Leo. His fandom has been rewarded. White Sox, they're above 500. The Knicks, they're 2-0 in the series. And Real Madrid, you make some noise, man. It's a little trip to Spain.
Well, we did get the
Haiti?
No, Haiti. Yeah, no, I'm just talking about Real Madrid. I'm talking about they signed Josie Marino.
Okay.
As the head coach.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. We got some coaching moves. So, congrats to the Pope, man. Job well done. Life well lived so far. Not many people get to be Pope.
First American Pope.
Break that down, man. Isolate that. Not many people get to be the Pope. But yeah, so the rest of the day,
a lot of sacrificing you do when you're
good man.
When you're becoming the Pope.
Good man. I've been to Vatican, man. Vatican's probably the most impressive thing I've ever seen on a vacation. And when I say that, that means it is the most impressive thing I've ever seen on vacation. Now, I'm going to the Grand Canyon, not to compare the two. That's apples and oranges. But yeah. College baseball, we got super regionals. Remember we made fun of Troy because we got eliminated by little old Troy out of Alabama? Well, they're about to go to the College World Series. They won yesterday against Little Rock. They downed Florida. Now Troy and Little Rock are playing in a game where Troy, if they win, they advance to the College World Series. It is 0-0 on the top of the first. That game is in Troy, by the way.
I like the Vatican, bro.
Alabama. Of course I like the Vatican.
That was fun.
It really was. I'm not going to lie.
I had a good time there.
I mean, I wasn't...
because of the history and everything like that.
Yeah, I wasn't boozing and cruising and picking up bikini clad
What
women.
boozing you gonna do at the?
There's
drink wine?
Yeah, that's part of it.
That's pretty much all
they
you
have a
do.
cellar there.
They do have a cellar.
They have everything in the Vatican. It's a country. It's an entire country. Walls around. It's fantastic.
By the way, shout out to the people who created things back in the days with the limited resources that they had. That the fact that it still
stands to this day.
To this day, it still stands. Pause, erect, and concrete and strong. Like you could go to the Coliseum, you go to the Vatican. Like they are just some great wonders of this world that you got to give them credit that they built this, and it still stands the test of time.
It really does. Well built, well made. There's been some been to Greece. Fantastic, man. Yeah, shout out to them if they're listening.
Pope OG.
The Pope is a kind of an OG, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Dr. Toboggan said Vatican Kush. It's there if you know who to ask.
I'm sure it is, man. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, you just gotta ask the OG.
Yeah, if you can get to him. That was always my dream to meet the Pope, but I never got there. I've seen him. Remember they used to go on tours of the United States, and it was literally like a rock concert.
The Pope Mobile is like the most protected mobile out there, bro.
I ain't lying. Me and Big Lynn and my brother, we chased the Pope around New Orleans in 1988.
Pope John?
Yeah.
The second?
He landed in a helicopter, and everybody's like, oh. And then he got
into the
little statement. But before he did a statement, they played Polish folk music for 3 hours in a concert. And I mean, people were just out going crazy, cheering. It was a party. Maybe it was just because it was New Orleans. I don't know, but it was a party. I want the Pope to come to Miami. You and I'll be there.
No, I don't know if I want the Pope to come to Miami.
Why not?
I mean,
he's Haitian. He's American, United States.
He's not Haitian.
He's got Haitian roots.
He has Haitian roots, but come on.
He's from the United States. The Pope's been here in Miami, right down the street. There's a church. They have a chair that the Pope sat in one time. Not the current Pope.
Well, he's either going to go to church or you're going to go to the strip club. I mean, there's a lot of those around here.
Look.
He's going to bless something.
The Lord didn't come down for the saints. He came down for the sinners. Hung out with the tax collectors, the prostitutes. I think the Pope. The Pope would be just as good served going to Tootsie's, and this is not being sacrilegious, as he would at church, because there's people that might need some help there.
Well, you're definitely going to be breaking bread and drinking wine.
It's true. Okay, I don't know. It's not Sunday yet. I'll go to church tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow for an hour. Oh, here we go. USA just tied Germany. All right. Win this international friendly, guys.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're just trying to gear up for the big game on Friday as we take on Paraguay, I think they came out 6th in CONMEBOL. So they're apt. Yeah, they're an apt team, but USA has 3 winnable games in the group play. My prediction, they beat Paraguay, they tie Australia, and then let's say they beat Turkey. Let's go. I'm staying positive in this whole thing, man. And then onward and upward into the knockout round. Yep, that's it. Beat Paraguay, tie Turkey 0-0, and then beat Turkey. That sound like a deal?
That sounds like a deal.
We get Haiti. Who are they playing first?
Morocco. It's in Morocco? I just lost it. I forgot who we were playing.
Doesn't matter. I got Haiti winning the first game because whoever you said, I was like, that's a pretty good matchup for both teams. But I got Haiti winning. They've actually looked pretty well, of course, they're not playing here in South Florida.
No, they're playing Boston. We're playing Scotland. Saturday, next Saturday.
It's winnable.
We're playing Scotland in Boston. I think we're playing Brazil in
Atlanta,
Philadelphia.
Right?
No, maybe.
See, but that kind of hurts because
we're playing Brazil at Lincoln Financial, and then we're playing Morocco in Atlanta, which was supposed to be in Miami. But
right, I think that really hurts because Haiti looks, they have their training facilities like a lot of teams, but they're very at home here. They look pretty good.
It would have been so ideal to have them play a game.
It would have helped them out a little bit. Come on,
the crowd,
help people out. Yeah, the crowd would have been fanatic. They were fanatic last night. It was awesome.
Of course, bro. Like, come on, man. 26,000 Haitians being able to see their national team.
Oh, that's great. First time
you seen the colors, like they're all around the neighborhood here.
Yeah, I saw people here yesterday walking around. They must have been getting ready for the game, either watching it or going to it, man. Not a bad thing over their new stadium. So we're gonna step aside. We're gonna let Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, and the whole team hopefully get another Marlins win. Let's flip the M. Our guy, birthday boy, Trevor Harris, walking in for my cousin Vladimir Lewisson. I am Dan Day. We'll see you tomorrow at noon right here on Sports Day 104.3 FM WQAM.
Later, slugs.
WQAM broadcasting